Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Gaming the System. My guest this week, very good. Well, I say very good friend of mine. We're friends, right, Larry?
Yes, well, we're arch nemesis.
Yeah,
Really.
we actually can't stand each other.
Yeah, thank you for unblocking me. So.
I just thought what you said about DarkSydePhil 15 years ago. It's just a bit mean, really.
I know. Oh, I have to live with that darkness for the rest of my life.
God, I shouldn't have brought up fucking DarkSydePhil. This
Oh
is
God.
it. I can't stop watching the guy.
I know.
Like,
It's just like a car crash in slow motion.
I think it was Harry Partridge like 10 years ago. I was on getting interviewed by somebody, and he brought up he's obsessed with like Christian, right?
Yeah.
Like he couldn't stop watching what Christian was doing. And I kind of thought, okay, I went down the rabbit hole with Christian, but for me it's like it's DarkSydePhil, ReviewTechUSA, fucking
Yeah.
Wings of Redemption, all these people. I don't know why, I just can't stop
Hey,
watching them.
listen!
Yeah,
Yeah.
look here, listen!
Listen! Blocking them does not work.
God, and then fucking Boogie 2988, that's
Boogie.
another one. I just
Their
wanted to
boxing
say,
match is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
I was in London. I was like 10 minutes away from that venue. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but I should have just turned up
Oh,
to watch
would have been nice to have somebody there, wouldn't it?
to watch the equivalent of fucking King Hippo.
Yeah, it's fucking American sumo.
And a slightly bigger King Hippo.
Yeah.
Just fucking Boogie didn't throw a single punch the whole time.
No, he didn't. It's like that episode of Simpsons where Homer Simpson does a boxing match and he said, "Don't throw any punches and just tire your opponent out." Maybe that's what he was hoping.
God, Jesus Christ. But we right before
3-minute break to have Wendy's chili.
I tried Wendy's chili once. Like the fact that motherfucker eats that shit every day.
Yeah, I know.
I would die because Wendy's chili, like literally, Wendy's chili is literally just the hamburger meat that doesn't get cooked properly. They cut the sides off and just whack it in a pot and cook it.
Yes,
And
exactly.
and they eat that. And that's like, oh,
I mean, any good thing. I mean, you shouldn't really eat anything that looks like it comes out the other end exactly the same. Really, yeah.
I mean, look, I like chili con carne as much as the next person.
Oh, I do, yeah.
At least chili con carne.
I literally had some earlier, actually. So
that sounds great. I mean, at least has some body to it. There are beans and the colors that are supposed to occur in nature.
Well, we have it with rice over here, don't we?
Yeah,
They don't really have it. They have it with crackers in America.
The fuck?
Yeah, they put crackers in.
Jesus Christ, why? It's like
they think we're weird for putting rice in it. So.
I saw this video like 2 days ago of these two like school kids having having biscuits and gravy, like the American. Basically, like scones and like
they're savoury scones. Yeah, that's what they are.
Like savoury scones and like scary looking white liquid they're calling gravy. And it's apparently really good. I'm like, what the fuck am I missing out on, man?
I mean, it just looks like dog sick to me, gravy. But
I've seen seagulls regurgitate similar looking shit.
Yeah, it's all milk based. That's why it's white.
God.
But
I'm not even opposed to white gravy. I just think it looks so scary.
It does.
Like it shouldn't occur in nature.
Nothing natural is white. Well,
okay.
Not that sort of interview, is it? So
no, we're getting political there, Larry. Goodness. Yeah. So you probably don't need any introducing, but customary on this show, if you would like to, please introduce yourself with people listening.
My name is Larry. I like taking walks on the sand and listening. And my star sign is Taurus. And
hey, me too.
No, okay. It's autumn was very boring time in the 70s. Anyhow, yes, I've been doing sort of stuff videos on the internet, normally about weird anecdotes and weird funny stuff that happened in gaming history. That's what I like doing, sort of uncovering weird stuff like that, especially if it's never been heard of before as well. I do like covering like exclusive stuff, things like that. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Before that, I used to be on television. doing phone-in cheat shows and stuff like that, and talking about old games again. 'Cause that's nothing more exciting than a washed-up TV presenter on the internet now. So,
Oh, come on!
oh
Don't
yeah,
don't don't sell yourself short like that.
yeah, that's what I've been doing really. Been walking it out and just an endless parade of sponsorships and Raid Shadow Legends in between. So,
I mean, it seems like every kind of big content creator nowadays has to have a raid
oh yeah, it's
sponsorship.
illegal. That'll. I got banned from doing World of Warships.
Really?
Uh,
Why?
because the sponsor the sponsorship agency I worked with, they found out that the company that they that publishes the game is Russian, and they sort of severed all ties at the time of any Russian sort of companies. And
Just on the kind of subject of like your show, it's called, for anyone listening, you probably know, but it's called Fact Hunt. It's very good.
yes,
It's
thank you.
very good. I remember, this is going back, I want to say like 7, 8 years ago.
Mm.
You had, correct me if I'm wrong, I may be misremembering, but you had a section on BBC like daytime television, and it was, I can't remember which one. It was it's either like This Morning or it was one of those, but they kind of picked up on one of your episodes. Is that right?
That was my movie mistakes. That
Oh
was
gosh,
like
okay,
that's that
yeah,
sort of Good Morning Britain, whatever they're
yeah,
called,
that
TV,
was some time ago.
whatever they were. Yeah,
Was
yeah,
that
it was. Yeah.
the Back to the Future episode?
It may have been. It may have been. I can't. Like I said, I can't remember. It's so long ago. I think I put it on Facebook. Some screen grabs of it, but I think it was that or the Labyrinth episode, or Labyrinth, as the Irate Gamer calls it. So.
God, fucking on about Irate Gamer. Genuinely, I hadn't watched or heard anything from him in quite literally like 10 years, and then
He's
all of a sudden, people keep bringing up Chris Balls is back. I'm like, all right, let me look into this.
in pog form.
And yeah, even scarier than Pog form as well. Fucking Ghost Doctor form.
Oh yes, the
He's a
Ghost Whisperer and that.
he's a
Yeah.
Ghostbuster now. And what really threw me off was that he went from like cloning the AVGN with like limited success,
Mm.
you know, like nearly 20 years ago now, to he made that Minecraft Puppet Steve channel.
Oh yeah, he made that. He got loads of
Yeah, and
kids units there.
it's fucking massive. And I'm like, oh, why did Irate Gamers like slow down? And it's like, oh, this casual like million viewed channel
Mm.
where he unboxes like Fortnite blind bags with a AliExpress fucking Minecraft puppet.
Is he
Motherfuckers,
still doing that? Is he still doing that? Has he gone over to doing the ghost stuff?
I can't imagine the ghost stuff pays very well. You know, it seems like the ghost stuff is what he'd be doing like as a passion project
Yeah.
and not like the money. I'm gonna find out for you. I'm gonna find out right now because I'm
Oh,
so curious. But it's just crazy, like how people can kind of come back into things. Like Chris Spores goes from being relevant, irrelevant, relevant, irrelevant, and it's like they never really go away.
no.
Like no one
He's
really.
like herpes. He's always there in the background. So.
God, he'll. I think he'll be the last one standing. It'd be him or DSP
Yeah.
or fucking
Cockroaches on the internet.
yeah, literally. Like they just won't leave. I mean, hell, I watched a video today. It was about like the 10 obscure AVGN clones you've never heard of,
Yeah.
and I was shocked to hear that I knew about 6 of them.
Oh, game dude.
Oh yeah, I don't know what that says about me. That fucking I
Well,
remember.
I think that's all there was on the internet. It was a lot less varied back in the day, wasn't it? So
It was just less good.
yeah, it's either that or somebody filming a let's play of I Want to Be the Guy with their camcorder and that at a
Oh
really weird
god.
angle.
Yeah, but that was. Oh, by the way, he is still around, but he doesn't pull in very many views anymore.
Is this Alright Gamer on?
Oh no, this is the Minecraft Puppet Steve.
Oh, okay.
So 1.1 million, just over a million subs, but the most recent videos are doing like literally like 3-4K.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
It's weird how you can get so many subscribers on YouTube, but none of them want to watch you. I've never got that.
I think
I've always
maybe
been quite lucky with my views.
it's like an algorithm thing, right? Because
Mm.
a couple of years ago it shifted from like sheer views onto like watch time and duration, and then
Yeah.
shorts kind of became integral, and it's all kind of tied into like either viewer retention or watch time.
Mm.
But even then, like I feel like YouTube's just not very good at notifying subscribers when people upload now anyway.
No.
The bell system historically doesn't work.
Yes. Don't forget to ring that bell and click and subscribe and
Slap
all
that
that sort of
motherfucking
thing.
like button.
Yes. Not that it bloody does anything.
But yeah, I mean, Fact Hunt was so successful. I mean, I own the book.
Oh, thank you. So that was you who wrote it. So I wanted it.
Well, I mean, my brother, I think my brother backed it on. I believe it was Unbound. Is that right? It was like in the
Yes, that's
crowdfunding
right. Yeah,
stage.
that's
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
because my brother backed me a copy, and I got it when it came out.
Hmm.
I want to say 2020. It was a
Yeah,
while
it was
back.
quite a few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's really good. It's a really strong book. And I tell you, like,
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's quite heavy. Yeah, it's a hardback.
oh,
So,
I'm pretty sure if you dropped it on someone, they would die.
oh, yeah, you could legally be using it as a murder weapon.
Nah, but I keep a copy on my desk. I have a on my desk.
You got a wobbly table, have you got?
No, it's on top of the desk. See,
Oh, okay.
but I have a couple of like video game books, so I've got a couple I like kind of flicking through, reading through.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm writing one. I'm writing a video game book at the moment as well,
Oh, yeah.
and it's really hard.
Any particular subject?
Oh yeah, it's on the hardest games ever made.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
But I basically realized about 15, 20k words in, because I'm playing all the games, doing all the capture, you know,
Yeah.
playing, and it's like the writing portion is by the by. I mean, I've written like 2,000 things in my life. It's whatever,
Yeah.
but playing things and then kind of reflecting on it as soon as you've done it, especially if you don't have like the background with it, quite difficult. Like Ninja Gaiden
Mm.
on NES, everyone says, "Oh, this game's really hard." I beat it in 2 hours. It's not that hard.
I think it's a lot of it is overhyped.
Yeah. Well, that
So I
that that was a big part of it. Like I did Silver Surfer. Everyone claimed this
mm,
is so difficult, but it wasn't. And then
no,
I interviewed the guys who made it, the British guys who made it, and they were like, "Yeah, to be honest, we don't see the hype. We didn't think it was that hard. It's just
I I think Americans are a bit overblown at how tough things are. I mean, we were playing games back then, and a bloody nightmare. Like things like Rick Dangerous and stuff like that, and Airwolf as well. That's the hard version of Silver Surfer, where you can't touch a floor or anywhere.
I think that's the part of it though. There is kind of that divide, but like the US and UK
Mm,
gaming scene, they were so different for a long time.
mm,
I mean, down from like the consoles as well, but just the fact that like the way that the UK kind of perceived, at least the way that UK media, from what I know, perceived games, and the US media, a lot of the US kind of content seems like very overblown, very like sensationalist.
mm.
I mean, we're not going to get political, but the election, very overblown,
Yes,
even compared to how we would do things here. So,
exactly.
not that we're gonna get into that
Yeah,
because
we take 6 weeks voting for the wrong guy. So,
there you go. See, even better. So just kind of on the subject of like your early days. I mean,
oh yes,
you
yeah.
spoke about being a TV presenter. So I remember like sort of watching things. Was it your first like you were very young when you were first on television?
That was 2004, so I was 25, I
But
think. Yeah, 24, 25. Yeah.
but I mean like as well like when you were first a
Oh, well, you mean
guest on
as a
television.
contestant? As a
Yeah.
contestant, yes.
Now
Uh,
was this show Games Master? I'm misremembering.
it wasn't Games Master; it was Games World. That
Games
was,
World. Okay.
yeah, which was the Sky official knockoff of it. So,
Yeah, I
and
mean
I was on another show on Sky as well, on the children's channel called Head to Head. That was presented by Violet Berlin.
she's still
Uh,
around.
yeah, yeah. She's
Well,
well, she's got her own production company and stuff like that. She mostly does presentational stuff for museums and things like that. Those sort of things. Uh, she's married to Gaz Top as well. So,
goodness.
mm.
And what was it? What was it kind of like? Being on those. This would have been like mid 80s, early 90s, that kind of time.
It was fun. It's nice to see what goes on behind the scenes and all this, which is a lot of waiting around and doing nothing. If you've ever been in the audience for a TV show, I know it's bloody boring.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I think my nan was on like Deal or No Deal in like 2000, like in the audience like 2005,
Oh yeah.
and it was so like mind-numbingly boring, where very little action was happening.
Oh yeah.
She never watched the show again.
Well, it says the magic's gone, isn't it? After that, my brother was on Top of the Pops back in the day as well, and he said that was absolutely boring to sit through there. I was in the audience for an episode of Games Master. You know, when they done the oil rig one,
Oh
series
yeah.
2 and that. Yeah, and that was about. I was there for an entire day, and they filmed like 10 minutes of footage
Oh
at
my
best.
god.
So yeah, I ended up getting rust splinters in my hands from the rails and stuff. That's all I did. I was so bored, I just went home. I got just, you can see my leg in the show, and that's about it. So
Jeez, that's the worst part though. You're there all day and you think, oh, I'm gonna be on TV somewhere in the
oh
background,
yeah,
and
they think, oh, they're gonna pick me randomly in the audience. No, they won't. They've already been picked.
maybe showing maybe showing my age a little bit. But I didn't realize that Game Master was was a show until I
Oh,
was like 15.
oh, okay. What did you think it was?
Well, I knew it was a magazine, right?
Oh yes, magazine. Yes. Well, that one for years, isn't it? Years and years and years.
Yeah, because I was a reader of Games Master mag. I mean, I know you've made a couple of comments about it in the
Hmm.
past, which I will agree with you. I don't think a lot of I need to be very careful because certain people will listen to this. I don't think a lot of print games media was particularly strong for a long time.
Oh no, he's just sucking up for free copies of games, isn't
Oh,
it?
thank
And so-
Christ! There you go. I didn't say
That was
that.
me too. That was me too. Get a free, it was lovely getting a free game back then.
Just the way that like the kind of events that you used to go to, like even like EGX or E3, something like that. How they've all,
Hmm.
I mean, E3. It feels like it could never happen again now.
No.
Genuinely. But it also kind of served its purpose a long time ago. Like it probably should have died 10 years before it did, realistically.
Oh, it did. It should have died when they got rid of booth babes. Really, that's when the presentation was getting rid of it, wasn't it? That was all up in arms about that, wasn't it? Getting
I
rid of the girls.
yeah, but I mean, hell, I remember a time with like E3. You had Peter Moore come up on stage with
Oh, is the Halo 2 tattoo?
yeah, the tattoo of the game, and like nowadays, you'd be lucky if somebody walked out, read off a press release for 2 minutes. A
Yeah, I
one
think I think it ended with sort of when Charles Fizeme retired. When he left Nintendo and that's when the sort of the big names stopped coming up on stage.
Yeah,
Really.
and I think moreover with kind of like stage presence, we're on about Nintendo as well. They kind of threw in the towel with having any kind of stage show. They'll do the directs, and then everyone kind of
Yes.
realized, hey, we don't have to pay millions of dollars and have this logistical nightmare if we can just stream a fucking YouTube video to
Oh,
people.
that's all you need to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty hard for them. I mean, a lot of their people in charge who can talk of it, they got like the personality of a brick.
Oh yeah.
So what they normally do is just hire some sort of hoked up, washed up comedian or something, wouldn't they? Like Jamie, what's his name? And he just done a load of nerd jokes, didn't he? Do you
Oh,
remember that?
Jamie
E3?
Foxx.
Jamie, no, not Jamie Foxx. Jamie, the one who was in Scream.
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and he come up on stage pissed out of his head, didn't he? And he
Oh
just,
God, yeah. That was a long, yeah, that was a
you
long time
guys are
ago.
all virgins.
It's
Bit like that. Yeah, oh, that's well done. That's very good to mock bite the hand that feeds you.
they did something similar with fucking Ubisoft when they had Aisha Tyler on like 3 or 4
Oh yeah.
years in a row, and she kind of did the same thing, and I'm like, bro, like these people in the audience and like watching in the houses, they're the people, like the ones that like they're laughing and joking at. They're not gonna buy the products if you make fun of them, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Or
some
they
some
hire a famous internet celebrity like iJustine, who's completely clueless about games.
oh my God, is
Like,
she still around?
she was a big suck up to Apple on that, so I'm sure they're still giving her free phones every year or something. But yeah, no, she was the one who couldn't get off the first level of Portal 2. She done a let's play and took her like 20 minutes to get off the first level.
That's fucking
But
hilarious.
so, yeah,
It's like the guy
tutorial.
the guy at Polygon. I forget his name, but
Oh
with
yes.
the Doom footage.
Oh,
Where
the
he's in
Doom.
that, yeah, and he's in that opening bit, where he rips out the restraints and goes to put the Doom gear on as the pistol, and he can't fucking aim straight.
I thought it's that guy who was playing Cuphead when he couldn't get
And Cuphead, yeah.
yes, he couldn't
Couldn't
get
get
past
past the
the
tutorial level. Jesus Christ, yeah, I remember that. But that was it. That's the one thing I get fucking like bullied about on the regular by like friends and family. It's like, oh well, you're in the games media. That means you must play like shit. I'm like, bro, I've been playing video games for like 25 years. I know what I'm fucking doing.
yeah. Oh, I know. You wouldn't ever go professional, would you? Esports and stuff, or
I'm too old for that now.
ah,
I
there should
reckon
there should
so.
be an old esports league, shouldn't they? So,
Yeah, but I feel like the problem with esports in general, at least I think, I don't know a huge deal about it. It's a niche to like one game or two specific genres. So it's
hmm.
either like shooters like CS2, Christ, even like
Counter, yeah,
yeah,
Counter Strike,
yeah, Rainbow Six
uh,
Siege,
Rainbow Six Siege, yeah,
the
League of Legends,
finals, yeah, League of
yeah,
Legends. Like it's either like one of those,
Overwatch for a bit before
yeah,
that
Overwatch for a
died on
bit,
its ass.
StarCraft 2. You know, it's like one of those type of games. You know, like super like hyper fixated. If you want to get good, you have to play this every single
I
day.
know, I get bored. I get
Yeah.
bored.
Well, that was it. Like 12 years ago, I was really big into Black Ops 2. Black
Oh
Ops
yeah,
2, I thought, that's a solid game.
mm.
Played it a lot because I was like fucking 15 or whatever.
Yeah.
But Black Ops 6 just came out like a week or two ago.
I've not even bought the last two Call of Duty games.
No, I didn't.
It's just the same thing over and over again, really.
Yeah, well, that was it. Like, I only installed this one because it was on Game Pass. I didn't have to physically
Mm.
buy it. But, I installed it. And by the way, installing Call of Duty nowadays,
Yes,
it's like 300 gigabyte files.
they're gonna have to give you a free hard drive with future editions, aren't they? I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah,
so cheap.
that'll be it. The 1 terabyte Vault edition comes with a
Yeah.
free SSD. God.
I mean, if you had that in Warzone on your hard drive, you literally couldn't play it on an Xbox Series S, could you? It's so big,
No.
the standard one, because it's only 500 gig. So.
And even then, like that seemed kind of evil, considering that wasn't the Series S digital only.
It is, yeah.
That's evil. Then they
I mean,
made
in Microsoft's favour, you can just use a standard hard drive to save stuff on. You don't need to have an SSD like the PlayStation does. You can't save PlayStation 5 games on a standard hard drive on there. You have to use an SSD.
yeah, at least with like the PS5 though, you can flip it over, plug a Gen 4 NVMe in there, and like you're away.
Mm. Oh
But
yeah,
when Microsoft sold because it was the Seagate one, the original game expansion Seagate,
yeah.
and it's like literally half the price of the console for 2 terabyte.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then WD made like the P40, and it was
Mm.
like a very similar, like an imitation, or no, it was the C10 they made,
Mm.
and it was almost the same thing, but a bit slower. And then
It's only a fraction of a second slow as well. You wouldn't even notice in the
yeah,
majority of the game. So
and that's it. Like we've gone back to like the days of like the memory cards, but
mm.
but now it's like, oh yeah, my 1 terabyte memory card. Let me just plug this in.
Yeah.
We're all
Then again,
laughing.
I remember the PSP.
I
Daytel brought out a 4 GB hard drive for it, and it was like 150 quid. I thought, wow, it's so expensive and so massive. Think of all the stuff I could fit on that 4 GB.
gosh, I remember kind of a similar vein. I had a 40 gigabyte hard drive for my original Xbox,
Oh yes, yes.
and that was like 200 quid.
Oh, that was massive then.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, I can rent all the games from Blockbuster and then burn them onto a disc and then give them back.
Oh, I used to do that. I was right, evil bastard. I
Oh
actually,
yeah,
if I ever scratched up one of my PlayStation discs, I used to rent it out from Blockbusters and swap them over.
that's brilliant.
So,
Well, these
actually, I
companies,
shouldn't have said that, should I? But
it's
then again,
all,
they don't exist anymore, so
nah,
what
it's
are
all
you gonna
good. We did like an extended section a couple weeks ago about video game piracy.
do?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I had a Super Wild Card for my Super Nintendo, and I used to rent stuff from Blockbusters, copy it, and then take it back.
I mean, at that point, it's equivalent exchange, really.
Yeah,
You know, think about the money. You know, what was it like, 50, 60 quid game? They
Mm.
buy them in bulk. They get like 10 at a time, get a discount, and then you're paying like 6 quid for the weekend or whatever it
Oh
was.
yeah.
You know, at that point, like you've earned it. Like we did that with Love Film in the post,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and we did Love Film for like PS1, PS2, Xbox. I want to say GameCube as well, but I can't remember.
Could you burn discs for the GameCube then?
Not the normal size disc. So there was a mod you could do on GameCube.
Hmm.
It was called Ice Cube. It was like a I remember it was like a gold chassis, and
Hmm.
you'd plug it into a gold chassis, and it had a bigger reader on top, like a full size DVD reader.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was sold as like a DVD, like a DIY like DVD player for the GameCube, but you
Hmm.
could use it to play burnt games on it.
I remember there was a CD burner you could get for the Nintendo 64. Doctor V64, I think it was called.
I mean, we didn't get the 64DD here, but we did get that.
No, we did do that, yeah. Acclaim actually made Torok on it as well because Nintendo wouldn't send them a dev kit, even though they were part of the the famous band or whatever it's called, the All Star Team, where they called it.
why why are Nintendo kind of evil?
I just don't know. They're just dicks sometimes.
Yeah,
They're just
because people seem to forget, like Nintendo had this like tight grip on everything. You know, they were, you know, traditional Japanese villainy most of the
mm,
time. And then the Wii U flopped, and they, you know, kind of was like, "Oh guys, we
humbled.
fucked up. We need your help."
Well,
Uh,
I think they learned their lesson a little bit from the Virtual Boy completely tanking as well, and the GameCube didn't do as well as they hoped.
I mean, by the end of the GameCube's life, wasn't it being sold for like 70, 80 quid? And like,
Oh yeah, I posted up a picture the other day of it as Walmart selling
yeah,
them
it was
for
like
$49.
$50. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, oh god, I'd have a couple of them for that price.
Yeah, I'd fucking go back in time and take like 10 of them.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
have one for every room in a
There
house.
you go, see. You
It's
know,
like
we
my toilet GameCube. So
we're having mac and cheese for dinner, but don't worry, we can play Double Dash afterwards.
yeah.
God, that was a fucking game and a half. Double Dash was so
Oh
good.
yeah.
Will you ever play the Mario Kart game in those dodgy arcades, like the GP one?
Oh, the one with Pac-Man and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yes, yes, I played it once or twice.
I thought like there was such a like an open goal to port that to Switch for like 20 quid. Like both of them.
I don't know why they didn't.
No.
They really wanted to separate the arcade games from the thingy. Same with the arcade version of F-Zero.
I didn't even
Even
know there
though it's
was one.
yeah, F-Zero AX, I think it's called.
Oh.
But it is literally on the GameCube's disc as well.
That's fucking that's
Yeah,
why you can't access it by normal means.
if you've got Action Replay, I think you can access it. But yeah, people have actually managed to hack the game and put it on there. But basically, they had a load of exclusive tracks in the arcade version, and if you brought your memory card over to the arcade, they had that little arcade memory port in the
Oh yeah.
arcade version and stuff like that, and you could save your save file on that, and then you get the free tracks back on your GameCube. That's what the intention was. But you don't really carry your memory card around to arcades, do you?
Unless you had to like know it was there, like you made a
Yeah.
deliberate effort to be like, all right, I'm
But
gonna
then they
get
go, why would you go to an arcade to buy a player game you already got at home? That's what I never got. Same with the Neo Geo.
oh
I
god,
spent
yeah.
200 quid on this game. I'm going to play it for 50p in the arcade now. So,
Well, that was the insane thing with the Neo Geo. It was like, hey, check out our cartridges, which are basically just
yeah,
PCB boards from the arcade, and
they are.
your console that cost you like 3 grand,
Yeah,
all to play Metal Slug Tactics.
exactly.
God, I feel like a lot of people romanticize an era where video game like hardware was really expensive and not really worth it.
In hindsight, it's not. I don't know why people still collect Neo Geo I think it's just for the bragging rights more than anything,
It
because you
has
can
to
just
be.
get the entire library now in your memory on the Switch or something and stuff like that and play it over.
You
But
know, and
some
it's like
people want to fork out 18 grand for a copy of Neo Turf Masters. So all for them.
I remember, God, what was it? Fucking, there was this old Ashens video where he's with Tom, and he opens the oven and there's just a PCB board of some real niche arcade game that he was just trying to fix the board up for, and it was just living in the oven.
Oh.
Makes you wonder how much that shit would have cost him.
Oh, exactly. Oh, what back? Well, there was a sweet spot where games were just absolutely worthless. It's like
Oh
the
yeah.
early 2000. I remember CEX selling off Neo Geo games for like 20 quid each. And I'm kicking myself about not buying more. I remember I bought 3 count bout for like 40 quid off them. I remember that, and that goes for like 300 quid now.
I feel like CEX sometimes can be half decent for things, but
Yes.
very niche. Like you have to like be in a random town you don't live in. You know, like
Yes.
find a random CX on a corner and you might get a decent bargain. But for the most part, I just see people getting ripped off like left and right.
Oh yeah, loads of phones, million phones, and that. There's always a miserable looking goth running the place there,
Oh yeah.
and a sort of a, and a sort of the manager always looks like a sort of a cross between Ricky Gervais and DarkSydePhil. It's like the bastard love child of Ricky Gervais and DarkSydePhil. So.
God, imagine that accent. Try to play the game.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Fucking someone. I was rewatching the old fucking DSP dramas.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember when he had gout?
Oh yes.
He got
And
fucking gout, King's disease.
yeah.
And he was there showing like videos of his like leg, where he's
His
like,
giant swollen leg. It's like, I can't put my shoe on you guys. It's like,
I can't leave the condo. I have gout.
yeah. He's really he gets really defensive about that now. I don't know if
I
anybody
know,
knows
that's the funniest part. Like fucking ReviewTechUSA deleted his YouTube channel a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago, and it's so fucking fun. I haven't stopped laughing about it.
I don't know why he done that. That was stupid.
Well, there's two theories. The first one being that he didn't want to drop under 1 million subs. So
Oh
he
yeah,
was
well,
like,
does he think YouTube's going to knock on his door and ask for their plaque back or something?
we're taking the gold button back,
Yeah,
Richard.
we're having that. Thank you. Sorry, you don't want it
God.
anymore.
And then the other theory was, this is all alleged, supposedly, some content creators were claiming that ReviewTechUSA had a click bot going for his live stream to click on the ads, and that
Ooh,
he'd been found
that's
out and penalized, and instead of getting demonetized, he deleted the channel.
ooh.
There you go.
Yeah. And if you get invalid click thingy and that, you can get permanently banned ad revenue for that.
Yeah, because like I mean, view botting's bad, but I think click botting has to be like way
Well,
worse,
that's
right?
borderline fraud, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uh,
Allegedly, supposedly, this is
yeah.
why. Allegedly.
Oh, that's just yeah. And the worst thing is that some troll's going to nick his account now. And they're going to reopen ReviewTechUSA and just put a load of stuff on him about him on there. So
Well, there you go. I mean,
what he should have done is just set it all to private and delisted everything and that, you know. But but then again, that would have got in with your theory of it. Doesn't not want to go under 1 million subs.
that's the worst part because he a few people tried to buy it from him originally.
Yeah, I saw that. They Kino Casino.
Yeah, the Kino Casino boys offered him like
4
2
grand.
grand,
Yeah.
4 grand for it. Yeah. And I got
Phil as well. Did you watch that video? Phil, he's watching a replay of their podcast and pretending to be part of it.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Although they did get him on once. They got him
Yeah,
on
they
for
did, but he thought that was going to be an ongoing thing.
yeah.
I'm the new member, you guys.
Oh God, could you? I think that the thing is, I can't quite tell. I genuinely can't tell if Kino Casino were fucking with him or not.
Yeah, it's that sort of positive trolling that you sort
Yeah,
of
because I'm like,
yeah,
I 100% believe that Ashton and Wolski are fucking with him, but
yeah.
I also don't at the same time because it seems like it's a
It's real sort of
long, it's a
it's real
long
sort of
fucking
Andy
way.
Kaufman sort of trolling that is, isn't it? So,
Yeah, it's such a long way to go for it because it's been like a year now. Unless we're gonna get like the greatest rug pull of all time.
yeah.
It'll be like, do you ever watch? Do you remember like 6, 7 years ago, Mundane Matt and
Oh
the
yes,
false flagger,
yes.
when
Yeah.
he got found out on the kill stream, and he tried to lie about it for like 2 hours, and
Oh yeah. Turn off
Ethan,
that pesky ad block.
yeah, and Ethan, Ralph, and Metica got one over on him on stream. They brought the flag history up.
Yeah.
It was like that level of like fucking shock and awe.
Yeah, he's him trying to weasel his way out of that. Yeah, he's never recovered from that either, has he? Really?
No, I mean he doesn't
No.
deserve to be honest. But then like ReviewTechUSA is also a massive false flagger, so they did a show together about 10 years ago called The Verdict.
Hit or you Monday Matt and
ReviewTech,
ReviewTechUSA.
yeah,
Oh wow.
and yeah, they did a podcast together. It lasted like 4 or 5 episodes, and this is how the story goes. Supposedly,
Mm.
Rich on Facebook claimed that it wasn't doing the numbers he wanted, so he cancelled the show without telling Mundane Matt. So Matt was just like rolling up, like for about 3, 4 weeks, rolling up on these Discord calls. Like, yeah, they were like live streamed solo,
Yeah.
trying to get a hold of Rich. And then I think the second time we did it, Rich was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not showing up. They're not bringing in enough money," and they weren't, to be honest. Like
No.
Mundane Matt used to re-upload his videos on ReviewTechUSA's channel. That
Mm.
was always really strange to me.
I think he's doing it as a favour. I've done that to other people in the past, put their videos on my channel and that to give them a bit of a boost.
Yeah. But then I feel like if anyone ever lived up to their namesake, it was fucking Matt Jarvo, Mundane Matt.
Mm.
Because my god, that man has the charisma of a dead squirrel.
Was that he couldn't? What was that excuse? He was pushing boulders or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best part. He's
Yeah.
the, as Metica would say, he's the fucking quarry king.
Yeah.
So that was the podcast where they revealed everything. He claimed
Yeah.
he jumped on. He was like, "What's this now?" I was off collecting boulders with my son. They're like $200 rocks. You know, we were just out like picking them up. They're so expensive. And that was the excuse was, yeah, he was off getting boulders to put outside his front garden, you know, make it a pond or whatever. And he had Google alerts on his name like 100%. Like they basically proved it. They were like, anytime someone, I think it was Keemstar, it was like, anytime someone
Yeah.
mentions Matt Mundane, whatever the fuck your name is, you show up. You're never there when it's happened, but you're there 5 minutes after. Which makes it funnier to me. And like the funniest part to me about this whole Mundane Matt shit,
Mm.
one, that he still tries to be relevant, really funny. Two, that he's a very like far right person. Like he's like
Yeah.
very right leaning. And it's like you look at this man, he's like 45, he's like quite short, quite fat, you know, diabetic, has kids that weren't his, supposedly. And he's there.
Don't talk to me and my wife's son ever again.
Yeah, literally. That kind of energy. And you know, you go on his social media feed and he's there calling people like beta males and like
Yeah.
slurs and all this shit. And I'm like, bro, you are not that guy.
Yeah, he's sort of like a Poundland Andrew Tate.
At least Andrew Tate was a kickboxer at some point,
Yeah.
right? God. I mean, that's the thing, like everyone, you know, everyone would dunk on fucking Alex Jones, but you ever see old pictures of Alex Jones? At least he was at one point in time, he was kind of hench.
Yeah, he didn't resemble a potato back then.
A red potato.
Yeah.
Fucking Albert Bartlett
Yeah.
looking motherfucker. On the super male vitality. My God. God, I've gone wildly off topic and
Yeah, a little bit, yes.
A little bit.
You asked me onto that. So, Larry, what was your favourite video game? Oh, I'll do that.
There you go. What is your favorite video game?
Really?
Yeah,
You can
why
ask-
not?
I
Yeah.
don't know. Well, the game I probably played the most is probably Crazy Taxi.
Ah, it's a
really.
classic.
Yes. I literally bought every single version that's ever come out of it.
I've played it
As
more in
well.
the arcades than I have at home.
Oh, well, I actually bought a Sega Naomi arcade machine just to play it again.
Does it hold up?
It's basically a smaller version of the Dreamcast port with no loading times. That's all it is. So
Can't
it
really
hasn't got the second city on it, and it but there's no loading times. But it's still got the Offspring, so it's worth it.
Do you remember when? Do you remember when the Simpsons ripped off Crazy Taxi?
His
Road
was it
Rage.
Road Rage? Yes,
Yeah,
yes. That it was better than Crazy Taxi because it had a two-player mode and that was brilliant.
that was
That
the
was the best
worst
part.
part because
Yeah.
you had fucking the Simpsons as well. I think what they did, they sat down. They were like, okay, Tony Hawk's is big. They made the
Mm,
skateboarding game.
mm,
Fucking WWF No Mercy's big. They made the wrestling game.
yeah.
Crazy Taxi's doing the numbers. Road Rage. And then hey,
Yeah.
GTA 3. People seem to like that hit and run.
Yeah. Of course. I'm surprised they didn't do a hero shooter years later, but Simpsons Battle Royale.
They've got enough fucking characters.
Oh yeah.
Like we got a fucking Sonic Battle Royale, a Sonic Fall Guys clone before a fucking Simpsons game. Unlike the Simpsons game, which is the last time they were ever seen.
Mm. I've always wanted to do a kaiju battle royale game.
That would be sick.
Yeah, but instead of the map getting smaller, all the characters get bigger.
Whoa.
So
You gotta pitch that to someone. Don't
yeah, I
forget
know. I
about
think
it.
that's quite a good idea. That is.
You know, you
So,
could
yeah, Rob.
have fucking like Ultraman, Mothra, fucking Megazord from Power
Yeah,
Rangers. I'd play the
you could
fuck
even
out
have
of that.
cameos from their games like King of the Monsters and stuff like that. And
That'd be sick. Because for a while in like the original Xbox era, you had those Godzilla beat 'em ups. They were quite
oh
good.
yes, War of the Monsters on the
Yeah,
PlayStation.
yeah, that was it. And then there was that one like Godzilla movie tie-in game on PS4. It's like
Yes, yes.
it's like you mentioned like oh you went to CEX, you could have got this really cheap. I could have got that game for like 10 quid. And then you
I
look
know.
online now and it's like 300 quid for some fucking reason.
Oh, exactly.
It's not even that good.
Well, that's why that's why it's so worth so much. Other games released right at the end of the system are worth loads of money when everybody moved on to next generation, or they're really shit and nobody bought them.
That's the worst part.
Yeah, it was like bloody Colour of Dinosaur on the NES that goes like 500 quid now.
Jeez.
You know. So yeah, that's all the shit floats, as they say. So,
The antithesis, the cream rises to the top.
yes, it's very rare. It's very rare. I mean, there's the really, really good games that had loads and loads of copies released and that, they go for a bit every now and then. There's a few games like that, but either that or something the AVGN's reviewed or something that's worth quite a lot of money.
It's
I
interesting that the
remember.
AVGN is still around.
Well, he's moved over to a different writing team and that, so it's not him doing it anymore. He's got a family now, so he's just ships it in and does it just voices over. I think
Yeah,
that's
because
really
it was Screenwave, Justin
Dreamwave, yeah.
Silverman and Kieran
Mm.
and co. Which, oh god, I feel like everyone's like mentioned the decline of AVGN at the last 10 years, but like as you say, he's like 45. He's got a
Yeah,
wife and kids. Like, did they think
it's,
he was just going to be doing the same shit
it's like a
forever?
middle-aged Ryan's world, isn't it? Just
Oh god.
please, just let me die.
What's gonna happen to those fucking toy channels when the guys making it get to like 16 and get girlfriends and shit? Or those like the family channels, you know, like the Christian family
Oh
channels,
yeah.
and they've got like our newborn kid, and they do the Truman Show on him.
Yeah.
They're gonna get to like 12 years old and be like, hey, get that fucking camera out of my face, mom. I just want to play Call of Duty.
You see, imagine. It says, "Oh, you fancy going out tonight?" Oh, sorry, love, I can't tonight. I'm opening a Kinder Egg. Good job, you're fucking rich, mate.
So, it's my honeymoon. Fuck that. I got a Jacob box set to open.
I got a Lego blind bag for unboxing. You know.
Season 17, Neon Rerun Edition.
Always asking for dev kits and stuff like that, and you never get one of those.
No.
You never get one of those. I managed to buy them off them after publishers and that afterwards when they're chucking them out.
Do you have any interesting ones?
I've got loads. I bought loads over the years. I got the Sega Saturn that NBA Jam was developed on,
Whoa.
so that was quite good. And the Wii development console that the remake of GoldenEye was made on.
Oh, well, the reloaded one.
Yeah, GoldenEye Reloaded.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's sick.
I've got that. A lot of the PS2 machines I got come from Australia, I think. So loads of sort of weird games. I think it's a Dukes of Hazzard game was made on it. So nothing, amazing for that. I've got the PS1 that the Japanese version of Baldies was made on. So, so it's really scraping the bottom of the barrel. But a lot of machines I got were just ex-demonstration machines for press events and stuff like that. So they had nothing on it.
I mean, it's still a very good story though. The fact that games that you can actually go out and play now were built on the machines in your house.
Yeah, that's quite good. Yeah. So I bought these all for videos and that, and I never got around to making them. But they're quite good in case you always get a weird. So there's companies come along with they always shut down companies. They sometimes leak their old games that were never knew existed and stuff like that. I had a fan send me all the disc cassettes from Bizarre Creations once.
Oh wow, that
So
must have been a lot.
Yeah, loads of massive box full of
God.
CDs and sort of those zip drive things. I don't know what they're for, but I've managed to buy a replacement hard drive to play them, and that costs like 700 quid. So I've never been able to see what's on them.
There will be time.
Mm.
I think that's the thing. Like with content creation, you kind of had your last video go up like a year ago,
Yes,
but
yes.
eventually, when you feel it's the right time, you can come back and you'll know it'll do well.
It's nice to do that. Hosting, I said, what has forgotten me, or I've managed to make mass charity fraud in the next few months or something.
Fucking completionist style.
Yeah.
I remember the tweets, people congratulating Carl Jobst and Mudahar for donating 600k to charity.
Hello, you're absolute legends.
I mean, they're right. Like,
Yeah, they are. I mean,
fucking,
it'd still be in the bank, wouldn't it, by then?
well, that's it. We were just waiting for the right time 8 years ago, just sitting on all this
That's 8
money.
years.
We
You
wanted to
didn't
make it.
realise that money depreciates in value if you keep it and that.
It's
So.
like, what the fuck is inflation? Is that the thing from Dig Dug?
It's a subsection on DeviantArt. So.
It's the fucking front page of DeviantArt. Fucking Andrew Dobson shit. Catty
Oh
N.
yeah.
Did you ever hear how the Andrew Dobson shit ended?
Wasn't it about him being accused of tracing a picture of Big Ben and then trying to sell it?
Oh, I believe you mean the professional artist. He goes to conventions. Oh, how does the song go? It's like Andrew Dobson, professional artist. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He traces pictures of Big Ben. He goes
Yeah.
to sell them at conventions. 5 minutes in Photoshop. They hoped he died on his way to MCN. I'll link you after the show. It's fucking good.
Oh.
But no, surprisingly, that wasn't what killed him off, even though that was hilarious. And it wasn't just Big Ben. He traced something else. I think it was the bus. He traced like
Oh
something
yeah.
else in the background. But
Oh, you could tell it. I bet he's a big, massive fan of AI if he was still around now.
oh yeah, he'd have to be. That's the
Be
worst
tracing
part.
AI. No, it's my art. Look, I traced it.
Yeah, that's why it's got 6 fingers on each hand.
Yeah. Well, humans have got 3 eyes. So.
And this is, coming out of the toxic waste in the back of the Simpsons nuclear plant. That's the worst part, though. Fucking, yeah, Dobson. Essentially, what went down was his brother went for a government job,
Oh yeah.
and they did quite a thorough, like, scraping, like a thorough background check. And they cross-referenced both names. So Andrew Dobson, also Tom Preston, like a pseudonym. I don't know which one's the legal name, but they're used in tandem. So the government scraped both names, and they found like the Catty N inflation art stuff.
Yeah.
They found allegations at like conventions, just everything, all the weird lolcow shit that guy was doing. The
Yeah.
Moviebob tier shit.
Oh yeah. Have you got his book?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you something.
He did.
So me and Moviebob, we got in a massive Twitter fight like 12 years ago,
Oh wow.
and he still has me blocked.
Oh, well, at least you can see what he says now on Twitter. So
Yeah, see, I've not even looked. I imagine he's not very happy given the election, but
he's really left wing.
his mind got fucking melted by Twitter. I know that much.
Mm.
But no, about 12 years ago when he released, he's made a few books. I believe you mean Super Mario Brothers 3 Brick by Brick.
Yeah, he done a let's play.
Yeah,
Of let's play book.
yeah. Which I'll tell you this, I've read it in PDF form, and it's fucking bad.
I love this the one where he's had choice of either going to his grandmother's funeral or
I'll
buying
buy
an
it.
air conditioner.
Yeah, that's how it ends. It's like one of the last pages. Like it ends with like, yeah, I beat Super Mario Brothers 3. The sun was coming up, and thankfully the air conditioner was on. I'll
Yeah.
miss you, Nan. And I'm like, bro,
No.
you didn't even go to the funeral. Had to buy a fucking air conditioner
Yeah. I
because
hope you're as cool as me in the ground with my new air conditioner, Granny. So,
Jesus
you
Christ.
can't you can't make this shit up, can
No,
you?
it's like when Charlie goes to hell on Smiling Friends.
Yeah.
So he's just Nan sat on a rocking chair. Like, what the fuck, Bob? Asa did, I think this is like one of his most popular videos. It was the day Bob found out the truth. And it was the Lindsay Ellis quote on Twitter where he reposts a picture of him with Lindsay Ellis, what was her name? Nostalgia Chick?
Yes. Or Hot Dog Girl, as she was known by
God.
afterwards. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Jesus. Yeah, and it was him and Lindsay Ellis. Like, I'm positively shocked. And she was,
Oh, yeah, the
yeah, yeah,
family.
yeah.
I'm good friends with her because I took a picture of her at a
Yeah,
convention.
yeah. And
She ripped him up.
yeah.
Oh, that
And
must have broken his heart. That must have.
yeah, because he took to fucking Twitter and spent the whole day after he was blocked just like shadow posting about Lindsay, being
Mm.
like, I thought we were friends. How could you do this to me? Every year or so, me and my brother, we watch Game Overthinker.
Oh yes.
Like
Yeah.
some of the really cringe ones. Like episode 100, where it's him as like Captain N, the game master. But like but like but like morbidly obese.
Captain End the Game Master.
You know, that's just a like a core memory. Do you remember Taco Man plays a video game?
Yes. Yes, I
Fucking
remember that,
like
yeah.
ancient machinima shit.
Yes.
He did a show called Taco Man the like it was like the Game Master, but it was like the Game Master. Like
Yeah.
it's like 2010, it's like 2010s humor.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking Bob when he made the Game Overthinker, and episode 100 ends
That
with
was for
him.
Screw Attack, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it was before he got kicked off of Screw Attack. You were on Screw Attack. You
Yeah,
and
I got kicked
Wes.
off as well. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What was it? Screw Attack Europe, if I remember correctly.
yes, that's it, yes.
Yeah,
No, I only got kicked off because I went to work for that guy with the glasses, so that was a great motion for me, wasn't it? So
yeah, because what wasn't I might be misremembering? Wasn't your original YouTube channel? Wasn't it originally Screw Attack Europe?
Screw Attack Europe. I mean, in hindsight, that was a bit stupid of me to push all my potential internet fame into something else, into another company and that. I mean,
It was a
like,
different time. What was that like?
yeah,
2006, 2007?
it was a long time ago. I mean,
Because you had
I don't regret doing that. It was fun.
yeah,
You know,
because you had games that Yanks can't wank,
yes,
and then the films as well. You did like Apache and the finishing line, and
yes, that's right. Yeah.
I showed my girlfriend Apaches in the finishing line because she never heard of them
What
before.
the full film?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
and
What
she
did
was
she
just
think?
like just shocked that like this was a thing that like was made to like scare kids.
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
think
it's just scared the shit out of kids and that. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, it worked. A lot of that is stuck in people's heads as a kids, thinking about it at night and that.
I think Apaches is like way worse though because the
Mm.
finishing line just seems like so comically over the top.
Yeah.
Even as a
Well, it's like
kid,
they're trying to line up to get themselves killed, aren't they? I mean,
yeah, it's like, oh yeah, let's fucking do hurdles over the railway tracks. Oh
yeah.
no, it's a big train.
It's like, yeah, let's play chicken with a train. I bet he swerves before I do. Yeah.
I just remember that one because I remember the one clip where they're throwing the colored rocks through the windows.
Oh yeah.
That was fucking mad, and then they hit the driver.
Yeah. But I mean, I never even thought of that as a kid doing shit like that. So
No, like you'd have to be pretty fucked up to even think
yeah,
about
it
it.
could be completely psychotic to
Like,
think,
oh yeah,
oh, that would be
what
fun.
if we threw fucking colored pebbles at motherfuckers crossing the railway track?
Yeah.
If anything, do you think it had the opposite effect? Like you had a couple of like,
Like,
hoodlum.
ooh,
Yeah,
I
you're
didn't
like,
think of
well,
that.
yeah, I never thought of this before.
Yeah.
But yeah, you You said you got kicked off of Screw Attack. Was that just because you went to that guy with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
glasses?
Yeah, it's because I went over there. It wasn't anything bad or anything. I mean,
Right.
but then again, that guy with the glasses also said if I didn't leave Screw Attack, they'd kick me off as well. So basically, Craig did me a favour by pulling the gun, as it were. So
I'm pretty
so
sure you were the last person on Channel Awesome. Is that right?
it was me and what's his name? Brad
Uh,
Brad
fi-
Joe.
what's the film snob?
Yeah, cinema snob.
Cinema snob. That's it.
Yes. So, yeah, no, it was him and me, and he was all right. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I hear good things.
Yeah. So yeah, I just stayed on there because nobody else knew I was on there really. I wanted to be like Milton in Office Space, you know.
Just always around.
Yeah, I took my stapler. I could burn this place down if I wanted to. So, so,
Yeah, because I
so yeah,
remember it was the whole change the channel. That was the
oh
whole. It was
yes,
like Mike Nashord and. I
he
mean,
left. He left quite early on that. Yeah.
yeah, because you had to think like something was up. And what was it? The straw that broke the camel's back seemed to be the filming of To Boldly Flee.
Yes, yes. Well, they treat. It was Linkara's girlfriend at the time, Iron Liz, or something. She busted her hand filming there or something. They did something. She busted her hand, and then they shoved a waiver in front of her because they realised she hasn't signed anything. Yeah, to to free them from liability of the injury and that. And they said that if you don't sign it, we're not going to call for an ambulance.
Fucking hell,
So yeah,
that's some evil shit right there.
so yeah, I call an ambulance and I call my lawyer then. So, but yeah, she just went up with it. But I think I've never said this before, but I reckon the ball started really from the whole Spoonie incident a couple of years before.
I mean,
As well.
there's quite a lot. Do you mean the whole radiator thing or before that?
Yes, that event,
Oh God, yeah, that
because a lot of people don't know that Spoonie was actually far more popular than Doug Walker on That Guy in the Glasses. He was their big meal ticket.
this was going back. Yeah, because if I remember correctly, it was the whole controversy where he's like, "Yeah, I chain you to a radiator and love you my way," and it was
Yeah,
God, that was fucked up,
and it
man.
was like Alison Pregler took it as uh, a rape joke, or she put it up. So I mean, I think he'd been pissing her off for years as well, with his attitude and stuff like that. And this is what sort of the broke the straw for her and that, and so she started on him
It would make
and
sense.
stuff like that. And then Spoonie went mental and stuff like that. And they wanted to just give him have a break for a couple of weeks and that and cool off and that. But then he took things further and that. So she was on their shit list for doing that, forcing them to kick him off the site. And I reckon the only reason they kept her on long enough was because her boyfriend at the time was doing all the special effects to Boldly Flee. So as soon as they finished that, they fired her, and then she started the whole change of channel stuff.
It just gets worse.
Yeah, it does. And then it all sparred out of the Jew Wario thing. They knew what he was
Oh
up to
God,
behind the scenes.
that was horrific.
Yeah.
That was the worst part, though. I feel like with the whole Jew Wario thing, everyone fucking knew and no one said a damn thing.
Well, I did know from sort of like troll forums like Kiwi Farms and stuff like that, there were rumours going around he was a bit creepy around girls at conventions.
Yeah, I
So
heard that.
there was that, but as soon as he died, that there's a whole sort of don't speak ill of the dead mentality. So that all went away for over a couple of years and that until that change of channel thing come up.
It makes you wonder how like Channel Awesome, because as far as I know, isn't it now literally just Doug's channel?
Well, they got rid of the site sort of beginning of the year this year, and that they got rid of the site because I mean, what's the point of hosting a website when all your stuff's on YouTube? I mean, you're just wasting money.
Yeah, because it was what was it like Blip TV for a long time?
Flip TV and that, yes, because they were paying more than YouTube for a while. So
I only kind of, I mean, aside from like you, I only knew two other people. I say no, like we talk and stuff. Two other people that were on there. It was Gaming Wildlife. I think we're on there quite late, and then
yeah,
there was
yeah, they were on the last week
uh,
of the leave, I think. They left about a couple of weeks.
yeah, and then it was
Yeah.
the Blockbuster Buster Erod.
Oh yes, yes. Angry
Yeah.
Joe Jr. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he gave it up because his wife died of fucking COVID. That's pretty fucking terrible.
Yeah, poor sod. Yeah, but he was really hurt by it as
Yeah.
well. He was really hurt by what all happened because he spent years trying to get on the site, and
Yeah.
then all this happened as soon as he got on. So bit
Yeah,
of
and
a
they
poison
cut
chalice for the poor guy.
because they cut his cameo from To Boldly Flee as well.
Did they? I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
know
because
that.
they filmed they flew him out and they filmed an entire scene where it was like he had so his whole gimmick he had like a hammer,
Yes, that's
like an
right. Yeah.
enchanted magic hammer that could smash like movies and like get him out of it. It was some shit like that. I don't remember.
It's that internet thing. I got an evil robot version of me from the future who wants to take over my minimum view show. Yeah.
Take over my review show. It's like
Yeah.
fucking the game Overthinker with like
Yeah.
fucking.
And it's just you with a bit of tinfoil over one of your eyes or something, isn't it? Yeah.
It's like you don't have any friends, do you, Lynn Cara?
Skynet really fucked up building all these autistic Terminators, didn't they? So
That's the worst part, man. It's like fucking like Game Over Thinker when it's like the Cryo Thinker, the Retro Thinker, the Pyro Thinker, the Anti Thinker, and it's always just fucking him, or him in a
yeah,
wig, or him in a mask, and I'm like, bro,
it's him trying to straw man arguments most of the time as well. These characters.
that's literally that's how episode 100 ends. It was the game, the fucking him as Captain N, the Game Master, and it was him telling himself how good of a job he did about Gamergate. Honestly, it's fucking hilarious if you haven't seen it. And he's playing chess with himself and he lets himself win.
Oh, that's good of him.
It's
That must be quite a dilemma to let himself win.
there
So.
you go, see. But fucking Linkara, I mean, shit. Like, isn't he bigger now for like doing Power Rangers and comics than like movies?
I think what blew that Power Ranger stuff up was the Mega 64 parody of him.
Oh god, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like they're done when they're done. Stop
Yeah.
asking.
There is no set schedule.
I can watch maybe 2 to 3 episodes an hour if I don't go to the bathroom and I don't
Yeah.
wash my hands.
Going to conventions, sitting down, going to sleep.
Mega 64, like they didn't always hit, but the other one that was really good. You ever watch the Little Big Planet one?
I must have seen it.
Where they're playing one of the levels and just a fucking like terrorist just walks in the middle of the room and beheads Sackboy. It's so fucking dark, but so funny. Because it plays that clip where it's like, if you ever get stuck in a hole, like, you know, Stephen Fry's like, if you ever get stuck, don't worry. Hold the button down and you get to become confetti and retry. And it's just a whole riff on that. I mean, shit. Okay, unrelated, but do you remember Ben Yahtzee, like Zero Punctuation?
Oh yeah.
Still around, still doing stuff, but
Yeah, he's a fully rambiotical.
yeah, he's gone back to
Yeah.
the old like blog name for it. But about 10, 15 years ago, he had a show on Australian. He had a pilot on Australian
Oh,
TV.
Game Damage.
Game Damage, where he just
Yes.
ripped off fucking Mega 64, and it's the most awkward thing I've ever seen in my life.
I know he kept doing the same sketch over and over. Wasn't it?
Yeah,
Metal Gear
yeah.
Solid
When
sketch.
there
Oh
was
yeah.
two where it was fucking Solid Snake sneaking around like the jumble sale.
Yeah.
And fucking Master Chief trying on hats or something, and it just like goes on for like 10 minutes.
Mm. And there's another one about meeting about a lot of developers having a meeting about something. They're not thinking of anything when they're just sitting there. Well, then again, it's a little bit sort of Consulvania. They were doing proper sketches and that, weren't they? And
Yeah,
they
but
got the BBC.
at least Consulvania, like even like Backspace and Ashton's Tech Dump, at least they were
Yeah.
made with like a through line, right? Like I feel like Game
Yeah, there's a
Damage.
proper. I mean, they were legitimate comedians and that, and they knew what they're doing. They needed to set up a punchline
Yeah,
and not, oh look, we're talking about this game. That's the joke.
it's the penny arcade thing.
Mm.
You know, penny arcade would be like, hey, you know, what if like you were milking a cow, but it was a Wiimote? Because you know, no more heroes jerking people off. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's funny.
And then fucking what was it? The other one, Control Alt Delete, Tim Buckley.
Oh yeah.
Only known now for the fucking loss meme.
Oh yes. I like the spoonerism. His name is Bum Tickly.
God, it makes you wonder. Like these
And yeah,
people.
he got his own TV show, didn't he?
Oh yeah, the
Or
animated one.
yeah.
And it
And
was
then he
on.
fired all the audience, fired the animators for the second series, and it's like absolutely shit. The
It just
second one.
became a fucking slideshow, basically.
Yeah.
Basically, it was trying to speedrun what the guys who made Uzumaki did and do one episode that was good,
Mm.
and then slowly run out of money after that. You watch the first episode, that's pretty good. Watch episode 2. What the fuck happened to the budget?
That's all the money went into the pilot, didn't he? And obviously didn't go. He wanted like loads of money to. He put it behind a paywall, didn't he? As well
God.
to begin with, and it's like a ridiculous amount of money. They were like he wanted like $20 a month so people could watch the episodes of streaming and that. And
I wonder whether people who backed that show back in the day.
you gotta, yeah, you gotta wonder.
It's like the people who fucking was backing Penny Arcade on Kickstarter. And they didn't even have a
Oh yeah,
product. They just wanted to be like, hey,
we just
we'll
want money.
yeah, we'll remove the ads on the website, guys.
I think I mean that's another downfall of these sort of content creators. As soon as you put your videos behind a paywall, and that's the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
And people will support you, but they won't give you money for it. You put adverts on stuff like that. That's the best thing they could do.
That's what basically killed Linkara for a long time. Because he made that video where he was like,
Oh yeah,
turn off the
Salieri
ad block.
pissed out. That's, yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, and he's giving people suggestions of how to skip the ad block by go to the toilet or making a cup of tea or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. So you
While the
don't,
adverts on. Yeah, that's technically fraud still. It's no different from
yeah. You don't have to watch the ads. Just turn off the volume and
yes.
skip to
Just
the
just
end.
shut your eyes and put your fingers in your ears for 30 seconds. Yes, thank you.
It's like that fucking episode of Amazing World of Gumball and they try to get around it. They look away from the computer and it just pauses it. God.
They were doing some of that, weren't they? I think it was like Disney Plus or something. Televisions with a webcam enabled into it. They can tell if you're watching or not, and they'll
That's
pause the video if you look away.
that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, it's very sort of Big Brother that is.
Makes you wonder. It's like everyone has a fucking, one of those Amazon things in their home.
Mm.
And they're always on, man. That's like
They are.
wiretap
You can
shit.
actually go on their app and that, and you can listen to all the things it's recorded of you.
Oh, I don't like that.
So,
But
yeah.
that's it. Everyone has one in their home. Like my girlfriend has one. They're just always around. You think like years ago, oh, I'm terrified of wiretapping. Now it's like,
It's
hey,
like, yeah, welcome aboard. Yes.
yeah. Now it's like, hey, Amazon, I can't be bothered to do this maths equation, or remind me in 2 hours to set a timer for the shrimp or whatever.
I'm
That's
always using mine as an alarm clock as well.
well, there you go. I mean, it's always on. It's always there.
Yeah.
Looking like a
You
fucking
can
hockey puck.
you can do you can link things up together as well. You can ask it to make fart sounds and that. So you can ask it to, to do it at a certain time. So it'll just randomly do a fart noise when suddenly people in the room and that there.
Just
Hilarious.
tricking
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So PS5 Pro then.
Oh yes. Yeah, that was a good 30 minutes ago, wasn't it? That
Yes, there you go. Don't worry, there'll be time codes and shit. We
very
thought
long
ahead.
bars. Oh,
Oh
very good.
yeah. But like
Very courteous.
what's this 30-minute thing that just says lol cows and internet shit?
Yeah.
PS5 Pro, £700 console,
I know.
5% better graphics. Who's that
It's
for?
slightly better. Yeah. I don't know. I reckon it's so expensive because Sony hasn't done the releasing at a loss thing because publishers always, well, game console manufacturers always release a console at a loss because they know they make back the money on games. But the problem is the PlayStation 5 haven't got any bloody games. So,
No. It's a Linkin Park meme. It's like one game. I don't
yeah.
know why. You don't even get a fucking disc drive with it as stock.
That is scummy. That is
It's like,
super
oh,
scummy.
it's an 80. And then when people found out the news, Sony Direct, US, UK, Amazon, Walmart, whatever, you couldn't fucking buy the disc drives. So then they were being scalped online for like triple their price.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
And you think
No,
if it,
I managed to get one early in that, so I was all right. But I wanted a bloody PS1 coloured version.
what of the Pro?
Yeah, I did want that.
I had the opportunity to buy one, and I didn't want it because it was like nearly 900 quid, something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I thought, well, I have a PS5 downstairs. I have a 4090 PC, so I'm like, if I need the graphic power, I've got my PC. I think that's the thing that killed it for me. Like, I have a 4090. Like, I
Mm.
have a $2,000 graphics card that's gonna look better than any console. Probably better than the next console that comes out, really.
Oh yeah.
At least until the 5090 comes out in January.
Well, they
Because
said that's only, it's only got slightly better ray tracing. The 50 series. That's all the differences with it. It's all going to be software based for a long time forward because that DLSS stuff and stuff like that.
yeah, they reckon, at least the rumors are, they're gonna. I think it's the bump up from GDDR6X to
Mm.
GDDR7, and then literally just a fucking VRAM, a memory pool upgrade. So if the rumors are true, 32 gigabytes instead of 24,
Mm.
slightly better. But like, even if you're running 4K, 8K, you're still not gonna touch the fucking sides, not for a
No,
long time.
no, 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 no.
And that's it. Like console parity as well. Like, yeah, fine. PS5 Pro, better ray tracing. The kind of dodgy version of FSR3, the PSSR.
Mm.
I mean, it looks fine, it looks better, but you're still not getting native 4K. You're still not even getting native 2K
No.
from the PS5 Pro. So you're paying a third more for a slightly better experience. And
It's it's yeah, very diminutive. What's it? Diminishing returns or what's
yeah,
the yeah. I mean,
because it
it's never going to be a bigger leap between the Super Nintendo and the PlayStation One. And I mean, that was probably like the biggest ever leap in gaming.
that's the worst part. Like we used to have such huge, like massive jumps between like, hey, even PS1 to PS2 felt massive.
Mm.
And now it's like, oh, it's 5% better.
Yeah, it's especially when you look at the later games on the older console, they look just as good, if not better, than the launch titles on the new consoles.
I mean, it was especially true with the 360 to the like Xbox One, PS4
Mm.
era. But they optimized and over optimized the fuck out of that 7th gen hardware. I feel
Oh
like
yeah,
7th gen went on for way too long.
oh, it was about 10, 12 years, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It came out in 2005, and it was like sort of 2015, 2016 that it suddenly sort of died off.
Which just kind of like drills in the fact that it's like the PS5 has maybe three exclusives.
Mm.
Oh, two, because Spider Man's coming to PC in January.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's like, okay, you buy the PS5, you can play all these games, but if you took away PS4 backwards compatibility, what do you have left? We
Exactly.
mentioned we mentioned
Yeah.
fucking CEX at the beginning of the stream, and it's like CEX, at least you walk in at least when I last went in, and the shelves, like four shelves of PS4 games, one shelf of PS5 games.
Oh yeah. You're lucky to get half a shelf, really.
Yeah, and fucking like game stores now, they're in like fucking Sports Direct and House of Fraser and
Oh
Jollies,
yeah,
and
they're in their last legs. They are
yeah,
game.
quite literally, the one that I used to go in every now and again. There's a guy who works there, and he's like the manager, and he's on like a 4-hour contract,
Mm.
and he
Oh, that's
works
a bit
like
shit.
yeah, and he works like 6 days. Like it's barely open, basically. This one,
Mm.
and it's like him and like one other person like on rotation, and it's quite literally a corner of a room in like under a
Oh.
Sports Direct. It's
So does it?
fucking
Is it just people picking up pre-orders or stuff from there? Is it or like like Sainsbury's did with Argos? You get a little one in the corner somewhere, and
yeah,
just said people pick up stuff.
yeah. It's kind of like that, but then you still have the kind of the miscellaneous aisles, and they're not filled with the games. They're filled with like fucking pop
Funko Pops.
vinyls and Funko
Yeah.
Pops and plushes and shit. And I'm like, all
It's
right,
like,
well,
well, everybody buys stuff online now, doesn't it? Because you can get it cheaper and that. And
that's the appeal. I mean, why would you leave your fucking house if you're just gonna get a fucking digital game or a console delivered?
mm,
I mean, I think I've mentioned like physical games every fucking show now, but
yeah,
the days of I'm going to go to the store, buy this game, put it in my console and play it, they're kind of over. They've been over for a long time.
I have. Well, the thing is, the physical, even if you are a hardcore physical thing, you say, "Oh, I don't like digital and that." What you're getting is a day one edition that's completely unpatched and that, so it's half broken. That half nowadays they don't even put the full game on the disc. It's just like it's basically a key to prove that you bought the game. That's all it is now. So you
Yeah.
got you're getting half a game that's broken. So there's, I mean, I think the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 are the last generation to get a full game on a disc. Really.
And it just makes me sad.
It does. It does, but that's where we're going at. Then again, everybody was laughing at Steam, wasn't it, back in the day? That nobody's going to pay, get digital games and that. Well, and now pretty much, I reckon that Steam is the main reason that PCs don't come with disk drives now.
It has. I reckon it has to be. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you
Because
get a
even
load of USB ports, and that's about it, really, for storage.
I mean, I remember when like PC games they stopped kind of selling them on disc. I think it was about 2014, 2015, the last kind
Mm.
of big push.
I think the last physical copy of a PC game I got is Sim City when they released that.
That's 2013.
Yeah, I think so about that. Yeah, it's about 10 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
and even then, I can't be asked to take it out of the box and that, and I just bought it again on Origin for like £5 because I can't be asked to fuck around with that DRM.
no.
So
And it's like at least with Steam, you knew what you were kind of getting. Everything centralized to a
yeah,
point. And then every fucking studio out there is like, okay, there's EA Play or Origin or whatever the fuck it's called now. Uh, obviously Steam, but then Ubisoft Connect, BattleNet. There's 100 different launches, that
oh yeah,
divides you from the game.
and if you need a PlayStation account to play PC games as well, don't you? Uh,
And that's
Things like Helldivers and stuff,
and that's fucked up too. It's like either cut the cord or don't.
yeah, they're just keeping an eye on sales and stuff. That's what they're doing. They're just tracking you, really.
Because that's what
And
people want to be tracked.
yeah, they just want Big Brother to keep an eye on them.
Sell your information while you're
Yeah,
playing fucking God of War Ragnarok.
you're not putting any mods on this, are you? Don't damage our game.
What's that? You want to do a shirtless Kratos mod? Your PSN account is banned forever.
Yeah,
Makes you
you've
wonder.
you've turned Kratos into a sexy anime babe.
I feel
Horrible
like
person.
I feel like that might have improved the game, to be honest. They're modern God of Wars, man. They take themselves way too fucking seriously.
Oh, he's just a miserable bass. It's like playing as a muscle-bound Victor Meldrew now, isn't it? Really? It's like, I don't believe it, boy.
At least in the old games, he at least had shit going on.
Yeah,
Like he kills the entire Greek pantheon in the third game alone.
yeah, and
But
he's
the
onto
whole
the Nordic now, isn't he?
yeah, and then the
Viking.
whole plot of the first Nordic game is I'm gonna kill one person but take twice as long to do it.
It's
And
like
it's
a
all
cut.
fucking over the shoulder game with crafting elements and
Mm.
the homogeny of the modern Sony game.
Oh yeah.
I can't get into them. Like my girlfriend's a school teacher,
Oh
and she
yeah.
she did like a class today about like staying safe when playing games online, talking online.
Oh yeah.
And when, hey kids, what's your favorite game? Oh, Fortnite, Roblox. One kid goes, Horizon Zero Dawn.
I asked him to leave the room.
Get out. I tried. I tried with fucking Zero Dawn Forbidden West. An hour, 2 hour of boring, nothing happens hand holding. Well,
It's
story.
basically what if Breath of the Wild was made by Sony, really.
So
That's what
yeah,
it feels like, yeah. Got
what
loads of endless cutscenes and stuff like that. And
just makes you wonder. It's like, yeah, we'll just pack in all this shit that works. I mean, there's always that big industry trend that comes out, and it's like, yeah, well, Dark Souls. Dark Souls is a big thing. Everything is Dark Souls now. Everything has
yeah,
lock-on combat, parries, and every game's
it does,
doing
yeah.
it. And now it's
Oh,
it's a whole fucking genre now.
so no, I'm not a big fan of the Soulsborne games, to be honest. I liked Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and the sequel.
Yeah,
I
that
like
one.
them,
Yeah, they were pretty
but
good.
they feel they're sort of like in between Bloodborne and sort of Uncharted, really, with all the climbing about bits and stuff. So
They struck a good balance.
yes, because I liked them because they're more like sort of Tomb Raider, the Tomb Raider games, the 2013 ones and stuff like that.
See, they were pretty good.
Mm.
But then
And
we
they got
had.
a little bit of Metroidvania in there as well. So I do like a Metroidvania.
What's your favorite one?
I really enjoyed the Prince of Persia one recently. I thought that was really good.
Shame what they did to the fucking studio.
That was awful. They gutted it.
Yeah, it was like, hey, the Lost Crown sold really well and critics loved it. Let's shut the
Yeah,
studio down.
yeah. How dare you show talent? Yeah, it was quite. It was. I did really enjoy that one. I can't think of any other. Axion Verge. I really enjoyed the first one.
That was a while ago now.
Hmm. Uh. Oh. Oh, that was that. What was that? That chair. What? Yeah, I can't. It came out on the Xbox 360. I've forgotten its name. Uh, it was done by the guy who done Ender's Game. Who wrote that?
Oh god, yeah, it's ringing a bell, but the name's
Yeah,
escaping me.
he's like a hardcore Christian, so everybody hates him.
I mean, it seems like a lot of people are dogging on those guys.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I've forgotten its name. Yeah, I like that. Of obviously Sympathy of the Night. I like that as
You ever play
yeah.
Bloodstained?
I have never played that. I've never played that.
See, it seemed like the guy who made like Symphony of the Night was like, hey, I'm gonna crowdfund for a game and not fuck up. Like,
Oh, I played the retro one. I played the retro prequel thing to it, but I've never played the proper version of it.
oh yeah, the what was it like? Curse of the Blood Moon? It was something like that.
Well, Konami completely fucked up the Castlevania series, just releasing that one that was inspired by God of War, didn't he? They always jump on the bandwagon with Castlevania games. I've noticed that.
Yeah, what was it? They had the two like Lord of Shadow, I think it was called.
Lord of Shadows, yeah, and Lord of Shadows 2 only sold like half a quarter of a million copies or something. It was terrible sales, and that destroyed the series.
I feel like Konami accidentally make good games and then hold the IPs to ransom.
Oh, they do. Like Silent Hill and stuff like that. And
Yeah, like Silent Hill, you know, the first one, I mean, the guy who made Silent Hill, I forget his name, but he went on to do fucking Gravity Rush.
mm,
And now he's literally just, I think tomorrow, Slitterhead comes out.
mm,
And that's by the same guy who did Silent Hill.
oh wow.
Apparently it's pretty good. I was meant to get a review code, but
But
Boca Studios decided not to give me one, so
ah,
I'll either wait till it comes out on Game Pass or I'll buy it on Friday. I'll play it regardless because it looks pretty good. That's not
I
like
always
that's like PS3 jank to it, you know.
mm, oh, that's the good old days.
You play as like a demon from like Japanese folklore that can kind of invade bodies,
Oh yes,
and you can possess
bit like
people.
Unknown 9 then.
Yeah, and
Except
and
my
there's
boy.
and there's kind of like a combat system, but it looks a bit jank.
Mm.
You know, there's the sort of thing that like Suda51 would have made like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which I mean, fucking hell, they brought back some of his games. What was it? Lollipop Chainsaw and Shadows of the Damned came back recently.
Yes, but not Killer 7,
Not yet,
which is a bit
anyway.
weird.
You never
Yeah,
know; it might come back. Makes you
mm.
wonder what happened to the other, you know, Suda 1 through 50. Really,
Yeah, and they had them all killed. It's like,
they're just
it's
in
like
a just in a tank.
maybe, maybe it's like Alien Resurrection with all those Sigourney Weavers and little stars and that. It's a really deformed Suda 50 going.
You were on Game Station back in the day,
Game Network,
Game Network, and then
Game Network,
it became Babe Station.
Babe Station. Yes,
I think that
they also Psychic Interactive because I literally got fired because they found giving false hope to the bereaved was more profitable than giving people cheat codes to video games. So
I mean, what kind of cheat codes were you giving out though, Larry?
it literally every other phone call was for Grand Theft Auto. Every other phone call.
That would have been when GTA 3 and Vice City were out.
It was mostly Vice City and San Andreas. I remember turning up late for 10 minutes because I got San Andreas had just come out and I was playing that. I got addicted to it. So I was playing that all day and I turned up 10 minutes late.
Did anyone notice?
No, I never got a bollocking for it. And I've done some really dodgy stuff on that. I remember.
Like what?
Yeah, I actually had one troll who kept ringing me out and going, "Oh, you're fat, you're fat." But what he didn't know was his number appears on my list and that. So I posted his phone number up in the comments as a cheat code. And he stopped ringing me after that. That's highly illegal.
I mean, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. I posted his phone number for other people to ring him up.
Like, you're
He
calling
must
me.
have shat himself out
Like,
now.
hey, you're calling me fat. Guess what?
Yeah,
The entire
you're
country knows where you live,
yeah,
motherfucker.
everyone knows your phone number now, mate. So yeah, and I mean, I did help a lot of people in that on there. I mean, people knew they could go on the internet and get cheat codes, but a lot of them, there's a couple of people who were disabled and they didn't have the function to look on the internet and stuff like that. So I helped them out and stuff. I remember that because I spoke
Also,
to them afterwards.
it also puts like a name and face to it. You know, you're not
It
just like
does.
an
It does.
anonymous like game facts page. You know, you're a human being.
It does. Yes. I mean, I do wonder what happens to some of these people sometimes and that. And so, and yeah. But most of the cheats were for San Andreas and Vice City and stuff like that. Always, the main cheat codes and stuff like that. Sometimes you get people asking you for actual advice. How do you get past the wizards in the dungeon level of so and so and stuff like that. And so that was quite interesting. You actually had to look it up for once. We just went on GameFAQs.com and just copy and pasted it. That's what we used to do.
What
But
was the
yeah,
what was the most memorable interaction you had back then?
I can't remember. Uh, I remember I got a bollocking from Microsoft because MechAssault 2 just came out, and I was showing everyone all the glitches in the game, playing it on television, so they weren't too happy with that. But,
You did a couple of like glitch videos back in the day, like exploits and things.
oh, I did, yeah. They're fun. They're funny
Oh
glitches.
yeah,
I mean, there's nothing more funny than somebody bringing 100 feet in the air and stuff like that. What are you talking
clipping
about?
through the ground and shit.
Yeah.
Are you still tight with Wes after all these years?
Yes, very much so. Yes, he's just decided to get himself a family and a job.
Oh,
That's why I don't do as much stuff with him.
oh,
And he's also moved 50 miles away as well. So
so he's not kind of making videos anymore then.
he does make videos. He does do some really, really special stuff. He done a really good video on how it's been scientifically proven that Tetris can cure PTSD and stuff like that.
I mean that sounds
So
remarkable.
yeah, that's on his YouTube channel and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
he's done videos like that.
it'll
So
be in the show notes, you know, for anyone who wants to check that out.
yes.
That's the great thing about like Spotify, Apple Music. You can just, hey, here's a bullet list of everything we talked about.
Mm.
Well, like maybe like 90%. You know, we'll cut out some of the fucking maybe some of the links to the lolcow shit.
Yeah.
Keep the more
Yeah.
stringent gaming stuff in
Yeah.
the.
And our plans to bring back Hitler as well. I think we should
Oh
cut
yeah, you know,
this.
like he needs a good run. You know,
Yeah.
2025. It's his year, man.
Yeah. All he needs to do is make an apology video. That's it, and everybody forgives him.
Break out the ukulele. You know, the
Yeah.
toxic
Yeah.
gossip train.
As long as you don't make legal threats to the person who called you out, you're all right.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot about that. You still good with Ashens?
I've not spoken to him for a couple of years. He's he lives in Norwich now and that. I've not spoken to him for a while. But yeah, no, he still follows me, as it were. So
Yeah, because I remember you cameoed in the Game Child movie.
and I'm in the credits of the second one as well.
I've not seen that one yet for whatever
There's,
reason.
I'm at a car boot sale selling a Games Master Golden joystick. So-
Okay, I need to find that fucking clip. That sounds
Oh, okay.
hilarious.
Yeah,
The golden joysticks are still around.
I know. I've bought two of them.
Yeah, because
I've actually,
they're I think Games Radar is hosts them now.
Oh, them ones, yeah.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
used to be on Games Radar way back when.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not that I ever got to do any of the fun video stuff. Apart from once, I was on one video one time,
Ah,
and it was for
many, many moons ago.
a very boring thing too. That's the worst part.
Ah, is it like a Digital Foundry video where you compare how many frames per second it is?
Somehow worse. It was
Ah,
comparing two webcams that came out the same month. It
oh
was
my
like,
God. That's more exciting than a weekend at Disneyland, that does.
oh yeah, it was like, why the fuck do you want to go watch Avengers Endgame?
Yeah.
Here's a 10-minute video of the Elgato face cam and the Razer Kaio fucking Ultra, whatever the fuck it
Oh,
was
yeah.
called.
You can get it for $5 on Amazon now. So.
God, you probably could as well.
Yeah.
I mean, all webcams are kind of the fucking same, really.
Well, they are. They're very much alike. When I started doing the videos now, I just use an old PS2 iToy camera as a webcam
The
and a SingStar mic as well.
the the,
Because they're
the
really high quality, the SingStar mics. I mean, they're proper Sony tech in them and stuff like that. So we actually used one and it was perfectly acceptable.
it makes you wonder what, like, back in the day you had all these like rhythm games like SingStar. People forget like SingStar and Sing were fucking huge at one point.
Oh, they're massive.
Like the proto Guitar Hero shit.
Mm,
That took away like the fact of like, hey, you don't have to buy a £200 plastic ukulele. You can just use your voice.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it wasn't really, all it was doing is, checking the pitch of your voice. So all you had to do is go, and that to win.
Yeah, but you can kind of cheese anything in that respect.
Oh, you can.
It's like, do you ever remember those fucking, ever played the DS games? You had to like blow into the microphone.
Oh, Rub Rabbits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you could just like cover the fucking port with your hand, and it would just max
Oh,
it
yeah.
out.
Just rub your finger against the microphone. And so, oh, those are good. Yeah.
Like I knew a guy years ago who used to he used to he used to cheat. I can't do it. He used to cheat at the Wii Fit.
Oh, yeah.
You know? He would load one side of the balance board up, and then
Yeah.
kind of half step on the other side to get around the board, calling him a fat piece of shit. It's so good.
Oh, it's brilliant.
It must have knocked your confidence though. You gotta play Wii Fit as like a 10-year-old, and the board just goes, "Ow, ow, you're hurting me."
I think there was like years and years ago, there's an American doing it. He was too fat to play it, and they used to put cushions on top of it. In, like 2 or 3 sofa cushions on top of it, and that just so it would take his weight. He's like, "Oh look, I've lost 16 stone." So,
Makes you wonder if like Wii Fit was ever like actually good or just a gimmick.
I mean, they're trying to do as much stuff. You do like handstands and stuff like that on it. They're trying to pitch it for things like that. But yeah, it's a bit like that the one they released on the Switch a couple of
Oh,
years ago.
Ring Fit Adventure.
Yeah, the Ring Fit, yes. So yeah, so they I think they're trying to get into the casual market every couple of years and stuff like that.
Do you remember the time that Nintendo marketed a fucking like a vital scanner? It was like it was at E3 one year. I don't think they ever released it, but they announced it. It was like, you could track your pulse on it, plug it into the nunchuck of a Wiimote.
Oh yeah, it was checking the oxygen in your blood. I think
Yeah.
that's what it done. Yeah, I remember that. I remember I've got the one they released for Tetris on the Nintendo 64. I got that one.
What was its implementation in Tetris?
It was measuring your heart rate. So basically, the faster your heart went, the more shitty pieces it'd give you.
That's evil.
Yeah, I mean you can switch it the other way around in that, but then they go, yeah, the calmer you are, the more shitty pieces you get, stuff like that. But he only ever done it for that one game.
Just imagine all the people having fucking anxiety attacks. It's just fucking T-blocks just raining down from the sky.
Yeah.
Be like an Ashen's tech dump with a guy addicted to Sky Stacker, and he's never seen the light before.
Oh yeah, and it's like sort of welded to his eyes. Oh, that was a good.
Makes you wonder like why he never kind of carried on with that shit. It was so good.
He does move in and out of stuff really quickly. sure it does.
Yeah, because he did Backspace as well.
Mm.
That was and the Proxy. They were all quite short lived.
I think no worse sponsored stuff that was with him as well. So he
Oh
probably got
yeah,
paid
yeah,
for doing it, so that's why he didn't
makes
carry
sense.
on.
I met up with him only once. It was I think it was when they premiered the Game Chart. It was in Bristol. It was where Tom
Oh,
was
okay.
from.
I was going to say it was a London one. I would have been there.
It was Bristol one that time.
Mm. Ah,
Yeah. Next time,
yes.
Next time.
Well, if you're ever in London, come and say hello.
I mean, I'm in London a fair amount, not as much as I used to be.
Ah,
But I was meant to be there on Friday actually, but I was just
oh yeah.
sick to death, so I
Is
didn't
it some
go.
sort of PlayStation?
Oh no, it wasn't a
Okay.
work thing, but
Oh, okay.
I go for work. I think I go to London for work for a couple times a year. It's never a big game reveal. It's always a hardware thing.
Oh, okay.
I think the days are kind of over of like, hey, we have this great game. Fucking Planet Coaster 2. They did it for Planet Coaster 2.
Oh, brilliant. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
where it was like they took everyone to Thorpe Park and then
That's
pitched,
good.
yeah, and then pitched the game at Thorpe Park. Did not get an invite to that one though, which is a bit sad.
No, I don't. They done that. I mean, I got friends at Eurogamer and that, and they're telling me horror stories about getting kicked out before the big stars come along, and they get like free consoles and stuff. So they're a bit upset about that. Yeah,
I feel
and
that.
they saw them wheeling them in and that. Oh, can I have one? No, they're already taken. Oh,
Yeah,
it's,
we already claim them for the B list internet
yeah,
celebs.
so, it's my 500 subscribers on Twitch. I need one.
Like that's the way it's going though. I mean, one of my friends who works in like games PR,
Mm.
he has a real problem with like Steam curators.
Is it? I know loads of people just try and ask for free codes and go and sell them on those like CD keys and stuff like that.
Yeah, but basically one of the one of these like big curators had like 1.2 million followers on Steam.
Mm.
Asked for 6 codes of a game for X and Y reason. I think he got a few, and then
Mm.
he found like the same codes on G2A.
Oh, that's a bit cheeky.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
You see a lot of promo copies go straight up on eBay as well.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
that makes you wonder with like G2A, where it's like, okay, this code is clearly taken from somewhere. It has certain, hallmarks of either being press or promo.
Well, they on Steam now it's got a special thing. It's like press preview or something, isn't it? They always call the code, so it's not actually a retail version you get on a lot of Steam games. I've noticed.
Yeah, that's been a recent change.
Yeah.
Because as
So
well
they'll
as
know.
that, you can declare them that you got them for free as well.
Mm.
Which I mean, most of my games nowadays, like, I don't really pay for a lot of games either.
I just get them on the cheap, to be honest. I do actually go use these key websites and buy them. So
I mean, yeah, you do it more so like for the convenience, like CD keys convenience over like
yeah.
Steam.
I mean, I remember a couple of months ago, Xbox had a special offer on all the Crash Bandicoot games they had for sale, and on the UK store it was £104.
Jesus.
I got an Argentinian code for a fiver. So yeah, it's just ridiculous. I've got loads of games really really cheap on that. Just going for Argentinian codes and that, and they go, "Oh, don't do that. We'll have to charge full price for them if you keep doing that." I said, "How the fuck is that my problem?"
No, it's not. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
don't
at that
well,
point, if you,
don't fucking rip me off then, you cunts.
yeah, no, full on. If if they're trying to like do you in like that, it's like, well, fine, fuck it then. Guess what? I'm gonna
Yeah,
go on Pirate Bay. Fuck you.
yeah, eat shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's only
that's how it's gonna go. It's like, all right, yeah, you don't want my legally obtained fucking £10 copy.
yeah, it's
Well,
still legal. Yeah, just go. It's going to be that price anyway in a couple of years. So why are you moaning about now? At least you're getting the money now and do something with it.
there
So
you go, money down.
yeah.
God, I never understood that. It's like if people want to go out and buy the game, most people I know play on PC that don't pirate things.
Mm,
CD keys day one, they're spending like 30% less. Easy.
exactly.
And it's like, oh,
Exactly.
but it's like a loophole. I'm like, a fucking loophole of what? If I go to the
Loophole of not
soup,
being screwed over. Yeah.
yeah, if I go to the supermarket and there's a milk and the milk is fucking £1 with a club card or £2 without it, is that
Mm,
a loophole? No, they're selling your information by proxy.
Yeah,
Maybe the CD key sites are. Who gives a shit? Cheap
yeah.
game. Speaking of, what are you playing at the moment?
At the moment, I'm not really playing anything. I'm playing that bloody parking jam game on YouTube's gaming thing at the moment. That's all I'm playing.
The YouTube games thing. Like I did an article about it a year ago. I was like,
Hmm.
why does YouTube have these like weird playables? But there was two on there
Hmm.
that I started like playing, for like research as like a kind of like a bit like a joke,
Hmm.
and I couldn't stop fucking playing it.
Is it? I got really addicted to that stealth one as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. There was the stealth one,
Oh,
and then
they patched it now. They removed Lara Croft from it.
what the fuck? Why?
I spent ages unlocking her,
Yeah,
labeling up to unlock her, and they've removed her, and they didn't give you the points back.
bastards.
Bastards.
It
Yeah.
was it was that one, and it was the one where you're the ball and you have to like fall through the tower.
Yes.
That one was pretty
Yes,
good.
that one. You got the one with the knife as well, where you
Yeah,
the jumping knife. They're the mobile versions of games, but they've got rid of the ad monetization of them, so you can like level up really, really quickly with money and that with coins. The coins you would have got from watching adverts and buying and that, you already get that automatically sent in and that, so you can really level up quickly and stuff. I always notice that.
there's a loophole. See,
I had they got like a supermarket simulator on there, and I pretty much maxed out the entire game in less than 5 minutes because they just took off ad monetization and stuff like that.
take that, Dale Winton.
Yeah. So yeah, they're quite addictive and that. I mean, it's just fun to sit there and just press a space bar, with no brain there. Oh, Vampire Survivors I've been playing quite a bit. I quite like that. Got
You
into that.
have the Castlevania DLC.
I literally just bought it a couple of days ago. I haven't played it yet, but I love that. That's a nice game to just play it one hand.
Resident Evil Village came out,
Mm.
and there was a big kind of meme about Lady Dimitrescu,
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
vampire lady, and PSVR 2. The year after PSVR 2 was coming out,
Mm.
and I was like, oh yeah, great. We're in VR now. This is awesome. But we just need a way to add a one-handed mode. And I said it to the wrong person. I had to like jump through so many hoops. Oh no, it's accessibility option. That's all it is. And I think they nodded like they believed me, but I don't think they did.
Oh. Do you know there's actually a true story about that when Monkey Ball come out? Yeah, when Super Monkey Ball come out, there was a Sega review in the UK. I think it was a Sega magazine, and they made a joke about all the extra things you could play, like monkey golf and stuff like that. And they made a joke about, oh, they should add monkey tennis, like the Alan Partridge thing. And Sega thought they were being serious, and they literally put monkey tennis in a Super Monkey Ball 2 just because of that joke. Yeah.
Back of the net.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant. So they
Jurassic
inadvertently,
Park.
yeah, they've inadvertently put in an extra mode because of an Alan Partridge joke.
They
So
wouldn't give him a second series, but they did
no,
give him monkey tennis.
yeah,
You know
we've got
what? You know what fucking threw me a couple weeks ago? Have you seen the second Joker movie?
no, it looks so bad. I don't want to watch it.
Okay, it's shit. Don't watch it. But the guy who's interviewing the Joker is Steve Coogan,
Oh yeah,
and it just takes me the fuck out of it.
what I think is Alan Partridge.
Yeah, I'm watching Alan Partridge fucking roast the Joker. Like the darkest episode of Knowing Me, Knowing You.
Yeah, knowing me, knowing me, Alan Partridge, knowing you, Jack Napier. Aha.
Now that I'd have paid to have fucking seen that. God, what
Oh,
was it? What was it with like fucking Batman extended canon and just fucking trying to give him names that sounded like the Joker but weren't?
oh yeah, Joe Kerr.
Yeah,
Well, outside the Gotham, wasn't it? They had a Joker in there, but they weren't allowed to call him Joker.
yeah, they called him Jerome, and then there was
Jerome,
another one with a
Jerome.
J
In the
name.
final episode, he comes out looking like the Joker, and they had to call him Joke Man.
Yeah,
Oh, it's just the most half-assed sort of thing you could come up with.
and the whole season was like built around like, oh, Batman's gonna rise. It's gonna be like,
Well,
Bruce Wayne.
the first series was like super serious and stuff like that, but the second series they're just doing the bloody 1966 Batman again, weren't they? The 60s Batman with their
Yeah.
campiness.
But then I remember like the last shot, because the whole of the fifth season was like, oh yeah, Bruce Wayne's gonna be Batman now, and he's like, it zooms in on him from like behind for like one scene. You think you watched the whole show just for that? It's like saying, you'd watch fucking Plan 9 from Outer Space for Bela Lugosi, and it's a
Yeah.
fucking cardboard cutout of the guy because he died halfway through.
Oh.
I was talking to someone about that on Halloween who was dressed up like the Crow.
Oh yeah.
Didn't know what the fuck I was on about. This kid was like fucking 18, and I was like, "Yeah, do you know who Bela Lugosi is?" They were like, "No." It's like, "Is he a vampire?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Who is she? Yeah. I've never heard of her before. Yeah.
God, the good old days where horror films could be fun,
Oh yes.
and now it's just Terrifier 3, where it's just so much gore. You just get desensitized to it.
Mm. Well,
Don't
it's
know if
more like parody now, having loads of gore in it. I mean, things like the Boys and Game of Thrones and stuff like that. It's just so over the top with gore in certain scenes and that it just becomes comical.
well, that's a
It's like,
big
it's
part
like a
of it.
bloody an adult version of a Tom and Jerry cartoon, really, isn't it? By then. So,
Fucking itchy and scratchy, where it's
yeah.
like blowing him up and he's just exploding. It's like, what's that coming out of him, Dad? It's, oh, that's his raspberry jam.
Yeah.
Like fucking Cuphead had a cartoon,
Yes.
and
But
apparently
it
it's
wasn't
not.
anywhere good as animated as the game. I found that funny.
Yeah, and it's just like weird because you think Cuphead was like supposedly a really difficult game, and I'm like, what kid is playing Cuphead?
Mm.
What kid is beating Cuphead?
I did see a news report about like the top 10 Fortnite players, all these kids and that, and they couldn't get past the first level of Contra.
Jeez, that's depressing.
Mm.
There was that
Yeah.
one news story a few years ago where they put like 10 kids in front of Super Mario Brothers, and they thought the Goomba was a power up, so each of the 10 kids ran into it. That's a real
Oh,
thing that really happened.
was it that the Fine Brothers used to do that, didn't they? They gave some kids a Game Boy,
Oh God,
and then
yeah.
one of them just said, "I feel sorry for the people who had this back in the day."
Do you remember when the Fine Brothers tried to trademark the word react?
React, yes.
And then they were trying to like platformer the whole of like the react genre for everyone on the internet.
Yeah, well, you only give us a 50% cut of everything. So,
Fucking Nintendo tried that shit with the creator program when the Wii U came out.
mm,
So, oh, you wanna stream Super Mario Bros. U and Zombie U? 50% goes to Big Daddy Nintendo.
yes. Oh, they are wankers with stuff like that.
That's what I mean though.
And they,
It's
and
like,
they got their own bloody music app now, haven't they? So they can copyright everything on YouTube for music.
yeah, you'll see it all slowly going down.
Yeah,
All the remixes are like the Wii Music channel and the Weather channel.
yeah.
You know,
They'll start a creator concept, won't they? Where you can make your own songs and that, and then put them on there for a ad revenue cut or something, and they
yeah,
get the full rights to use them in a game one day or something, and without your permission. That's what they'll do.
they're always looking at ways to fuck people over.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at like Ryu Jinx and Yuzu,
Mm.
completely like legit legal emulators that don't reverse engineer the hardware. Cease and desisted or just bullied into oblivion. They're gone now.
Mm.
Well, I mean, certain builds are floating around on GitHub and whatever, but they're not as available as it once was.
That's what happened with that Portal 64, wasn't it? Somebody who made a port of Portal for Nintendo 64 and they weren't allowed to release it in the end because it used some code Nintendo had to run Nintendo 64 games
Yeah,
or something like that. Yeah.
yeah, and it's just, I mean, I think the other big example of that, like fan games being like shut down, Bloodborne Kart, like like a demake PS1 racer of Bloodborne,
Mm.
but like it was like a Mario Kart game, and then that got basically like finished, and someone at Sony stepped in, or like, it might have been Nintendo even, and they claims oh like this mechanic was from Mario 64, and they had to change it to Nightmare Kart and like scrub the engine or some shit like that.
Yes. I remember that, yeah. And the
Well,
sort of the that My Little Pony fighting game. They had to change it to them fighting herds
oh yeah.
and stuff like that.
Or you get like Sega, like for all of Sega's faults, they were
Yeah.
pretty in on like fan games.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like Chris, what's his name? He done Sonic, not Generations, the other one, Sonic
Mania.
Mania. Yeah,
Yeah,
and everybody loved that. And
yeah,
that was
Christian.
what Christian Whitehead. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was him and Headcanon.
Headcanon. Yeah. So yeah, they've done amazing jobs. I mean, if I was Sega, I'd let them make a remake of Sonic 4, a proper remake of Sonic 4, and pretend
Just
it didn't happen the first time.
Sonic 4 Episode 3. But to start the game
Yeah,
off, we're gonna burn the whole thing down.
yeah, it's going to be entirely retconned.
God, what was
Because
that?
that was Sega trying to cash in on that Mega Man 9 popularity. Release a sequel, a legacy sequel, as they probably call it nowadays, to an old game and
Yeah,
use the original engine, or at least as close to as possible.
at least Mega Man 9 was authentic.
Oh, it was great. I mean, it couldn't run on an NES, unfortunately, but I think somebody's actually ported it over since. But yeah, all Sega did was just release an unreleased mobile Sonic game, didn't they? Sonic Mobile.
Yeah, Sonic Mobile. I think Sonic the Portable, Sonic
Yeah,
Mobile,
because they
some shit
literally
like
left
that.
it in the background. They couldn't even be asked to change the background.
It was on the Ferris wheel, I think, on one of
Yeah.
the stages. Just makes you wonder, like you had Dimps, the team who made that,
Hmm.
and fucking Dimps at least did the not adventure games, advanced games and Rush,
Hmm.
and these were good. And then they just, unless Sonic 4 was made like dirt cheap for iPhone,
Yeah.
they just blew it up. Like the marketing
And,
got away
and
from
they
them.
thought, well, we made it shit. How about we split it into 3 parts?
And they don't release the third part.
Yeah. Might go probably stole from Valve there, that idea. So
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure the day I die, the day after Half-Life 3 will come out.
oh yeah, absolutely.
They're like, oh, Half-Life Alex was kind of the third one. I'm like, no. There's only so
That,
many
that,
times
that,
you can.
that was a prequel, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That-
There's only so many times you can play Black Mesa and just pretend it's the third one,
yeah.
even though it's just a remake of the first game.
Ah, well, hopefully they get their thumb in gear in that, because I think Alex did quite well.
I think
I
the
think
problem
they've
with
released a 2D version of Alex, haven't they?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Oh,
Although I kind of
whereas,
I hope so because I've reviewed a few VR headsets in my time, but
hmm,
the only VR game I could play for extended periods was Alex because it it didn't have the like fucking motion sway when you move around.
no.
It's like some
Okay.
games had like smoothing, but other games had like the point. You could like point on the ground to
Oh
like
yeah.
jump.
Yeah. I don't
That's
like that. I don't
no.
like that. I like just walking around normally and that.
Yeah, that was what killed fucking Doom VFR when they did like a VR port of Doom 2016.
Yeah.
And
Could they?
all you
Could you turn that off then?
I think originally no, but I think they patched it into what you could. But
Hmm.
then they never did Eternal the same way. I mean, they did Hitman 3 in VR. Apparently that was a disaster.
They did a Doom 3 in VR as well. They released that not too long ago.
Like the original Doom 3.
Yeah, the original Doom 3.
That must have been scary.
Yes, I'd
And
imagine so. Yeah.
really dark for all the time. Just
Mm.
so dark.
Yeah, cause.
At least you play fucking the BFG edition where he's got like a torch
Oh,
stapled to a
I
gun.
remember have Doom 3 when it came out, and somebody released a duct tape mod, so you could always have the torch on. Always remember that, the duct tape mod.
I mean, the developers thought it was so good they did it themselves.
Yeah,
It's like
when
when
they fucked up on that when they have to do that.
Bethesda, they go on like Nexus Mod Manager, scan the top 5, and then mysteriously, base building ends up in Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what the fuck's gonna happen with like Fallout 5, really,
Does
doesn't it?
that mean the next Elder Scrolls game's gonna have Randy Savage dragons in them then? Or-
I really hope so. Up is the top of the mountain, brother!
Oh yeah,
Slap it to a Slim Jim!
yeah.
God.
I think my favourite one, the mod was the crabs. The crabs that just start shouting, "Now you fucked up!" to you. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up when they start coming for you. Oh, I was pissing myself with laughing at that.
I mean, the classic one I always liked was the Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh yes, that was in Resident Evil 4 as well, wasn't it? They changed
Yeah.
Mr. X to Thomas the Tank Engine.
Do you remember the advent of the Five Nights at Freddy's clones from like 10 years ago?
Oh yeah.
And you had that one, it was Five Nights at the Krusty Krab.
Oh, I missed that one.
and essentially the jump scares were just they were just real still. You know the super close-ups they do in the show.
Yeah.
It was just like loud JPEGs of those.
Ah.
That was fucking
I remember
iconic.
all the knockoffs of Slender Man doing that. He had like
Oh,
stretch and
oh yeah, or the 50 Cent one where he just chases you down for $20.
hmm,
If people are gonna go out of their way to get a game, they're gonna get it cheaper. They're gonna steal it. Well,
yeah.
steal in inverted commas. I mean, we spoke about this in one episode like early on,
Hmm,
but you know, with things like Steam and like Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, like whatever,
yeah.
you don't technically own a lot of these things. You pay a subscription, you know, you get to play on like a periodic contract, right? It's an
Yeah, you're
agreement.
getting a license to use it. You
Yeah.
don't own anything else.
But then
Basically
you
a
yeah.
gift, yeah.
And then you look at like Ubisoft, right? You know, how it's you
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
look
they
at
took away that racing game recently,
yeah,
didn't
the crew.
they? The Crew, yeah, because
They took
that it's on my bloody Ubisoft account, but it says unavailable to play.
yeah.
Put it back on there.
Yeah, and that's it. You know, like there's a cracked version you can download for free that
Yeah.
you can play the game, but the legal version that you bought, you can no longer access. So the question would be, if they take away a game that you never owned in the first place, is it stealing?
Mm,
I would say, well, I mean, if you pay money for a product, it's yours. That's the end of it.
mm.
That's how it fucking should be.
Well, there's that whole thing about are you allowed to sell digital games as well?
Exactly. I mean, fucking even under Steam terms of service, and you can't give away or sell your Steam account. It's like, who the fuck are you to tell me what to do?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Apparently, there is a legal thing in the terms of condition that if the person who owns the account dies, you have to report it to them so they can shut it down.
fuck that,
Yeah,
bro.
it's not so.
If I die, or if it's like I'm gonna
Yeah,
live, I'll just live forever.
yeah,
Apparently,
I'm immortal. This is the internet. I'm like a ghost
yeah,
in Wiki.
I'll be like fucking Alucard. I just live forever. When
Yeah,
I die, you know,
yeah.
I'm
Well,
not.
when I choose to die, it's up to me now.
On this exact date at this exact
Yes.
time. God.
So I identify as being dead.
Yeah. You know, like if I want to fucking be like, hey, here's my Steam login, you know,
Yeah,
have fun. I'm not gonna fucking tell Valve so I can lose my thousands of games or
exactly.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you have
Some
to report it to them. But I sincerely doubt anybody has ever done that.
no.
I mean, when you're somebody, you've lost your loved one and that, you're not going to fucking grass them up to lose their thousands of pounds of their account.
Yeah, so oh dad, I'm really gonna miss you, but Gabe Newell just
Yeah,
he needs your games back, Dad. You'll understand one day.
yeah.
God, but
He wants a copy of Left 4 Dead back that you haven't played for 50 years.
That's the worst part though about all of this. It's like the Crew Motorfest got taken away off people's accounts. It's like, oh well, you never owned it in the first place. Oh, so you won't mind if I just go on the internet and download it for free then?
Exactly.
Circumvent the fucking middleman. Because you would be, you know, like the reason why like retailers like Game and CX are all going under, they're not needed now. You know,
No, they're irrelevant.
and they've been irrelevant for a long time. Like most people buy digital games, like, and it's like you say, I would buy more physical games if there was any point, but you know, day one patched,
I've,
broken versions of games, like,
it's weird that they never put a burner on a disc on the console that you could burn the patch onto the disc. Because CDRWs and DVD, Blu-ray drive rewritables have been existed for over 10, 15 years. So if
yeah.
you could burn onto the disc, but that would mean they lose control then of what they own
Well, that's the
to an
thing.
extent.
The big companies own the products. You own nothing, and you pay a premium on owning nothing.
Mm,
So you're better off just taking it or paying next to nothing.
yeah, I remember. Do you remember that thing a couple of months ago about that guy? He wasn't allowed to sue Disney because he signed up to Disney Plus after his wife died of
Oh
breast
yeah, she
cancer.
died in. Yeah, yeah, that was fucked up, man.
Yeah, and so you're agreeing to let them kill your loved ones, but you're not allowed to promote it. So I think piracy is completely justifiable if you can't, if you sign away the rights to your person, your nearest and dearest being murdered.
I bet a lot of people were fucking going through their Disney Plus contract with a fine-tooth comb after that.
Oh, but that's completely dystopian, that, isn't it? That's real
Ah.
sort of 1984 shit, that is.
Well, you gotta think Disney are gonna have the best lawyers in the fucking world.
Oh, they have.
You know,
They
like
have, but, I think people are voting with their wallets now, as it were, so that's why everything's dying.
maybe it deserves to.
Oh, it does.
You know,
That's the only
like
way rebirth grows, isn't it? You have to burn
yeah,
everything to the ground.
like a few people a couple of like months ago, years ago, were saying, "Oh, Blockbuster was so great, like very nostalgic," and I'm like, right, but theoretically, if Blockbuster reopened again, it never will, but if it did, like
Right.
20 minutes from me, there used to be a Blockbuster in the high street.
Oh, there's loads near me.
Yeah,
There's a good 5 or 6 near me and that.
if it opened up again, everyone would go once.
Yeah.
You'd be like, hey,
But
this is kind of cool. And then you'd never go back and it would just close again.
well, you can't be asked to give stuff, return it now, can you? I mean, you
No.
rented it and, I've got to go back now and get it.
Like, even then, like, what killed fucking Blockbuster before even streaming was just Love Film. You
Mm.
didn't even have to leave your house. They posted the discs to you. Games,
Oh,
DVDs,
exactly.
Blu-ray, whatever.
They
Even
Love Film even done a service that if you lived in London, they'd just get the disc to you within 3 hours. So it's like an early sort of Uber Eats and stuff like that. A very
shit.
prototype version of that. So
Even better. Like, why would you fucking even like leave the house for that?
exactly.
We kind of come full circle with like what we own, what we don't own. I feel like nowadays consumers maybe are smarter in the ways that they're getting fucked over.
Exactly. That's why they're not buying stuff as well. They're refusing to buy stuff.
And it makes you wonder about really the state of like modern gaming because it's become so cynical and so cold and so like detached from what it was.
Well, it's all about the money. It's all about the money now, and that they don't care if it give you a finished product. I mean, if you bought a new car and it didn't, they've got to include the brakes on it. You get it at a later date, and that, they go out of business. But it's perfectly acceptable. I think the only movie I've ever seen that had to be patched was Cats. Do you remember that? They patched out all the buttholes in the movie, didn't they? Stuff like that.
I was thinking you were gonna go, yeah, they patched out James Corden.
Oh, if only, yeah.
He's gone. The Rotten Tomatoes score would go up from 23 to 24,
Exactly.
but it would still go up.
Yeah.
Did you
So yeah.
hear? Did you hear what he was threatening to do the
Oh,
other day?
sorry. What's his name movie as well? The Justice League. They had to patch the movie because the CG for Cyborg was so bad as well.
I never saw the original cut, but for some reason I sat through the 4-hour Snyder cut.
Oh, I watched that. Yeah.
My dad and this was when I lived at home.
Mm.
I think I was just visiting
Oh,
home.
wait, where? I don't live at home now. I live on the.
Yeah,
Above.
I live in a big sewer now. It's great,
Yes.
apart from when it
Yes.
rains.
Yes. I've got a rat with me teaching me kung fu.
And sometimes we get to eat pizza.
Yeah. Nothing.
Unfortunately, my three brothers, one of them got the size, one of them got the katana, the other one got the nunchucks. I got a big wooden stick.
I got a stick.
And they
Yeah.
said, guess what? You do machines. Like, what does that mean?
You're an intelligent one because you wear glasses. It's well known. Even Pol Pot says that. So,
God, what the fuck's he doing these days?
uh, what were you saying about James Corden?
Oh, yeah, James Corden, he basically threatened to come back to the UK if Trump won the election.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much for that
You know what?
threat.
Just for that, fuck you, America.
Yeah.
This is the worst thing that could have happened, really.
Oh,
He's gonna come back. He's gonna try and muscle his slimy fingers back into like.
oh yeah. You're gonna get a new. It's gonna have to have a fight with Ramesh about who's on that bloody sports show in
God,
Sky.
that guy is
League of. Oh fuck. Yeah.
that Ramesh is everywhere.
Back in the nation, yeah.
Yeah,
And
I haven't.
he was on that Facebook reel the other day, talking about a new show and that. I left the comments on it's so nice to see you on television some more. People were ripping into me, saying it's always on television.
I was in a hotel for work a year or two ago,
Mm,
and I'm flicking through the channels at like 3 a.m. like massive like hangover, like just I come back drinking.
yeah.
I'm like fucked up from an office party, and I flick through the TV, and I discovered that one, the weakest link is still running, and
And it's
two,
presented by him.
it's
Yeah.
presented by him. And it was a scary moment because I changed the channel from I think ITV to BBC, and it played a show called King Gary.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's like a. Do you ever watch Murder in Successville?
No, no.
It's this is like big fat bloke called Tom Davis.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's like yeah, he made it, and he made King Gary, and the neighbor character, the straight man, is Ramesh. So I
Bloody
flicked
hell.
over 2 channels, and it was still him.
That's disgusting.
I know.
And what's the other bloke he's with all the time? And that one with the teeth.
Oh God, I know who you mean, but the name escapes me.
Rob something, isn't it? Rob.
Yeah. Oh
Because
God.
I got asked to present a Channel 4 show. Well, I was supposed to be the expert on a gaming show for Channel 4 and that, and it was going to be him playing various video games throughout different decades and that, and they needed somebody to be an expert. I think it was a bit. I think they were trying to knock off that Game Center CX show from Japan. I know, yeah, they're all getting ready and excited from having me on that, and then all of a sudden, Channel 4 said, "Oh, we need a comedian to do the expert role." No, that's not how an expert role works. And
No.
anyhow, the show it completely died on its ass as well. Nobody watched it.
You know what else died the kind of the same way? The Game Master reboot.
Games Master, yes,
They brought
yes.
that back with Trevor McDonald for one season.
Well, 3 episodes.
Was
They
only
were
was only 3 episodes.
3 episodes. They did
Jeez.
actually say they're going to make a full series in it. They announced that as a press release in 2022 and for 2023, and it's still not happened now. So it's almost 2025.
Yeah, because I remember I know a lot of the team who were behind it, like making that, and they put so much money into it. They just gave up halfway through.
Mm.
Makes you wonder exactly what went down.
I do know the third guy was absolutely useless. He didn't know anything about games and then he kept turning up late.
That's pretty fucked up.
So yeah, I think they should just let Rab Florence take the reins.
He would have done
Really?
a better job.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes you wonder. Like you had the short-lived revival of G4,
Yeah.
like that came back
Oh yes. Well, that
for
was
all
the bloody
but
sexism in gaming.
yeah, like
Yeah, that was killed that off.
Adam Sessler type shit.
Oh, Adam Sessler going mental over a really old. Somebody brought up a video of him from years ago doing loads of weird Japanese impressions for a review. Because he said he had a thing where he hated Japanese developed games. I think you need to do some sort of controversy thing every now and then. You know.
Spice it up a bit, piss
Yeah.
somebody off. You know, do it. Pull a ReviewTechUSA and have your.
Oh yeah. Just fire your editor and then just go mental.
Did you hear the most recent controversy with him?
I've
This-
probably forgotten it. There's so many of the stuff he does.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't really
so
know. Yeah.
essentially it came out that one of his mistresses, while he
Oh
was with his
yes,
ex-wife,
Becky Boops or whatever her name
yeah,
is.
did him in, and in 10 years they never had sex.
Oh yeah, and he was very. And he also had to ask permission to kiss her and stuff
Yeah, I
like
was
that.
trying to like
Yeah.
move her in and stuff. And then there was that video that leaked to him apparently having a 1.5 inch dick. People were calling it the Masucci Micro, the New York Nano, and my personal favorite, review
Yeah.
review inch. I can't
Oh.
do it. Review inch USA.
Oh bloody it! This is the problem when you start turning into a lolcow. It all starts flooding in.
I feel like he went under the radar for like 10 fucking years, and that one June the King documentary just came out and
Oh
railed him.
yeah. Oh poor guy. I mean, Phil manages to keep going with his lolcows. I mean, most people would peak at being caught masturbating on live streams. I've seen horrific things like bloody what's his name? The amazing atheist sticking a banana up his ass.
Oh, that was classic. That basically killed him off. Shit, I remember with fucking the skeptic community, like the proto lolcal shit. You had like the Archfiend.
Yeah,
Remember that guy?
yeah, Jamie, yeah.
Yeah, Archfiend like dunking on TJ. And then Undertaker Freak and all of that were like laughing at him for being a creep, and then all those guys just like fizzled away.
Yeah, he went on to doing a sort of NFL stuff, didn't he?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, kind of like a non-pedophile version of EDP 445.
yeah.
They both like the Eagles.
Mm. And urinating tree, he went on and done sports stuff and only become massive from that. So
Well, that's it. Like the old like 2000s era YouTube drama. It did remind me of one person. I'm thinking about it. Fucking Retro Gamer 3,
oh yes, the gaming
the
rapist.
gaming rapist, and there's that. It's
Yeah,
he
he thought that was a good idea for a name.
it's that one fucking video where he calls up the happy console gamer
Yeah.
and he's like, you know who it is, Ed Finley, the gaming rapist. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna babysit my niece tonight. We're gonna play. You know what I did with her? We played Super Mario Brothers.
He thought this was a good idea.
No, it's that one video of Afro Blue and Ace O'Leary just ripping that motherfucker in half.
Oh.
Then
He
he
does
re
no, he's still around. He does fan mods of he does fan games of stuff like Castlevania and stuff. And he got banned off selling games off Steam and that because he made loads of like Donald Trump games where he goes around sort of like Contra and that where he plays Donald Trump shooting other politicians and stuff like that. And
See, it makes you wonder because like Steam would basically just allow fucking anything.
oh yeah, I mean they've got a game up there where you can have sex with Adolf Hitler. But
I mean, who wouldn't want that?
oh yeah, because everybody was comparing it to Dustborn because it's still got better sales.
God, literally the first review I had to sub edit when I started my job was Dustborn,
Oh,
and we gave it a bad review. Maybe
mm,
not for like, oh, it's garbage. It was just a shit game.
it's a
Like,
shame. Yeah. Oh,
I mean, you know why? It was Quantic Dream, like who published it.
mm.
Which I think,
Fahrenheit 4911 or whatever it is. Yeah.
yeah, the Heavy Rain people. Which I think for
Yeah.
me, that's my version of like You with Peter Molyneux. Like Peter Molyneux has that new God game coming out, Masters of Albion.
Oh yeah, that is just awful. They look stupid though. It's like micromanaging what sort of burgers your villagers can eat.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, well, you see, in this gameplay demo, I just jumped into this random AI, and now I'm controlling him in 3D first person.
I've
And
never
I
seen
can,
that before in a game. Yeah.
yeah, and I can zoom out, and it's my village from
Yeah.
on high. And I'm like,
And
bro,
can I choose if he be a good person or a bad person?
yeah,
So, okay, I've not done
but
that before. But yeah.
but if I know Peter Molyneux, I'm sure the game will be as described. He won't overpromise anything, and
Yeah.
everyone will love it.
It's just an overly complex version of Rampart from what I've seen. So
It's not even
that's
got a
all it
fucking
is.
release date yet either. That's the worst part.
Oh, that's that's the best part. It's never. It's just going to bullshit his way until people forget about it.
It's like, oh yeah, remember that game you launched? It's
Oh, the Cube, or whatever it's called. Was it the
uh,
Cube or something? And
yeah.
the person who won got a life-changing prize, which was to be ignored for 2 years and then given a poster.
Oh, but Peter Molyneux rubbed his forehead on it though.
Oh, it's been tainted now. It's like cursor. Everything you're ever told within the vicinity is a lie now. So.
You wake up. Oh, we're gonna have a breakfast tomorrow. Ah, well, I'm going to eat 2 dozen eggs. And why does he lie so much?
I think he just gets a bit excited and sort of runs with his mouth before realizing that he shouldn't say anything. But that and always slagging off the previous game, like Fable.
He did. He literally did that with Masters of Albion. He was like,
Did
"Yeah,
it?
my studio, was great. But we made 3 mobile games that I didn't really felt captured the scope of what we're building right now." I'm like, "You made those games a year ago, Peter."
Yeah, with people's money. He's lucky that didn't kill him.
Yeah,
Like I said, you
with
didn't. If
people's
you fuck
money.
around, yeah, if you fuck around people's money, that's the end. I mean, that's exactly what happened with Gerard. It was because that was with people's money.
But he
If that
said
was
he
like
was. I was gonna say he said he was really sorry though.
who? Peter Molyneux.
No, Gerard.
Oh, okay, Gerard. Well, his thing was as no, I regret you feel upset that I kept your money. Yeah,
Literally,
and
I'm
then
sorry you feel that way.
yeah, but then he said, but it's not illegal though. Oh, that's all right then.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's all right that you lied to me because it's not illegal.
little
Phew,
bit of
all
charity
forgiven.
fraud. Yeah. God, I mean, I will say this: it's pretty funny to me. I've disliked Completionist since he kicked out Greg, and they had that
Hmm.
whole dispute, and then he had the
And it went
totally
very quiet on that, didn't he?
oh yeah, real
Yeah.
quiet, and he had that totally legit reason of like, I've decided this show's better without Greg, so I'm gonna remake all the episodes, and it took him like 5 years to catch up.
And he didn't do the final one. Yeah, ironically, the final one he hasn't done when all this
Yeah,
controversy happened.
that's some fucking supervillain shit right there.
Yeah,
Not only am I gonna can you, I'm gonna redo every episode without you.
pretend you never existed.
And I just love that Greg came out of the woodwork at the height of the controversy and was like, "This is why I left."
Yeah. Thank you, fuck you, bye.
It's like with fucking when Howard and John Rambo came out against DSP like 10 years
Oh.
ago. That was sad. That was satisfying. When he claimed that they didn't want any money for Project 7, when Machinima was backing projects left, right, and center.
That's what was it? Revenge is a dish best served cold,
Oh
as they
yeah,
say.
fucking Machinima had to be the most evil MCM out there.
Oh, they're wankers. They owe me $4,000. They do.
Really, what happened?
They didn't pay me. I mean, basically, they fucked me out. They changed. Basically, they changed my contract without permission, and they never paid me the correct amount.
Oh, what?
So,
So they were like offering you like a lower CPM for?
well, they changed the CPM to a lower one without me agreeing to sign to it
That's
because you
fucked
can't
up.
change a contract. Yeah,
I
it was.
remember.
They had that perpetual contract.
Well, so it could just
Uh,
change at any time.
no, basically, you're never allowed to leave. But they did
Jesus.
change it when they found out it was illegal to give someone a perpetual contract. I always remember Matt McMuscle's super best friend. They
Yes.
had a contract that lasted 20 years with
Oh
them.
my god.
I did a video on them a couple of years ago on that, how they basically put all their eggs in one basket with that Levi's deal, a sponsorship, a massive deal with Levi's, and then PewDiePie started done all that racist stuff, and they just pulled out, and it pretty much destroyed the company. Don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, yeah, that was a couple of years back.
Yeah.
But then, like, Machinima should have gone under a lot sooner than I actually
Oh, they
think.
deserve to be killed long before that happened.
I mean, for me, like the last gasp of it, they invested in the Happy Hour saloon under
Mm.
Machinima. It was like all the animated stuff. They had
Oh
like
yes.
Sonic for Hire and like Bruce Stew and all that kind of thing.
Oh, and Arby and the Chief.
Yeah, 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 and they fucked over everyone on that side channel, like Battlefield friends like Hank and Jed, Duralius and Associates, Johnny Ethco. All those people got fucked so hard.
So he was really talented, that Johnny Ethco as well.
Yeah, he just I don't know why it makes me laugh so much. It's that one fucking Mad Mario where the thwomp is in the castle and I
Mm.
slam down and he just like lets out this orgasmic moan and then Mario just screams back, "I thought those were spikes," and the thwomp goes, "Nah man, these are dicks." And it's not that funny, but the delivery just fucking kills me every time. I feel like Johnny Ethco had such a good thing going, but I think he realized it was like do you know MeatCanyon at all?
I know of him. Yeah.
Yeah. Like my girlfriend's favorite YouTuber is MeatCanyon, and he has
Mm.
this side channel now called Papa Meat, and it's like like a
Oh yeah, yeah. My friends talk about that all the
yeah
time.
yeah, and he's a good guy, like makes like really good stuff, but his original run on MeatCanyon, would be like take a a popular event in like pop culture or a cartoon or whatever, make it dark and evil, and
Yeah.
he kind of ran out of road with that, because there's only so many times, twisted look, deep voice. So then he
Yeah.
started kind of making more original stuff. I feel like Johnny Ethko kind of happened with him too. How it was like, yeah, we
Well, he was he worked for the Escapists as well, didn't he? Done that Apocalypse Lane on there.
yeah. I mean, fucking Escapist. The video team alone. That's why Second Wind exists.
Mm.
But then yeah, there was some drama with Frost of Rivia, the Cold Take guy. He like
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, he like dramatically left Second Wind, claiming that Nick was fucking everyone over.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I don't know the specifics.
Well,
Just
he was taking the most money or something after Yahtzee, I heard or
yeah,
something.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was it. It was Yahtzee was like a fourth of the revenue. Then it was Nick, and I think it was people were saying, well, Nick doesn't create anything,
No.
which yeah, fair enough. Like you can't really be an editor in chief of a YouTube channel, not really. That's the
So,
worst part,
you
Like
think you're a parasite and stuff like that if you just talk about that. Oh, all you talk about is drama.
like I get enough people be like, oh well, you're adjacent to the games industry. You must be one of those lamestream media woke people, and I'm just like, wow, okay. I just like playing fucking video games, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Just leave me alone. I just want to play Pac-Man.
Yeah. We weren't like yelling like racial slurs at people playing Mrs. Pac-Man, but
Yeah.
at least I wasn't.
Oh, I don't like this game. You play as a woman.
Yeah, I mean Mrs. Pac-Man when she's built identically to the regular Pac-Man. That's not how female dimensions work. Women are smaller and weaker than men.
You can tell that because she wears a bow.
Maybe Pac-Man just goes out at night and likes to be a bit fruity.
Yeah. Well, he's already divorced her, isn't he, Mrs. Pac-Man? He's with Pac-Mom now, so.
Fucking reminds me of fucking Pac-Man 2, The New Adventures.
Oh,
That fucking
I, wa-
bullshit point and click one.
I wanted to do a video on the lore of Pac-Man because it's really fucked up.
Where it
You know
says
the ghosts in the game, they're not actually dead. They're actually Pac-Man criminals that have had their bodies confiscated.
that's fucked up. What?
Yeah, yeah. Because they're criminals, they have their bodies confiscated to serve in prison or a cryogenic chamber or something, a bit like Demolition Man or something. But yeah, and so they have to wander around as ghosts until there's yeah, until they've had their time served. So
Or they're fucking eaten by this demonic yellow creature.
yeah, some doped up Pac-Man goes and eats them. So,
Jesus. It's like
yeah.
there were these Pokemon leaks a few weeks ago about how some
Oh,
of
there's
the
all that horrible fan stuff in it.
yeah, some of the Pokemon like were made because people were fucking the Pokemon, just in RPG style. I got this Moltres over here.
Oh,
He's still around. There's that one karaoke video where he sings that wanted to fuck Rashomon. Whatever the fuck the Pokemon's name is.
he's done a lot of hacking. That bloke, the one who done it.
Yeah,
He's the one who.
probably one-handed at this point.
No, he was the one who done that. That VTech thing where they found out they had loads of pictures of children on their servers,
Oh
all their
god.
credit card details and that. He's the one who hacked it and found that out.
Jeez.
So, and he'd done the big Nintendo leak a few years before as well.
So on the side, he just fetishizes Pokemon.
Yes.
I guess everyone needs a hobby.
Well, on the plus side, they did find there was an Ed the Duck Game Boy game, so that
It
was
was
never released. So
it was worth it, guys.
yeah, it was totally worth going to prison for 15 years. You haven't ever Ed the Duck game.
No, I never heard of that one. Is it good?
No, it's a palette swap of Radical Rex.
That's a shame.
So yes,
They did a lot of those back in the day, like the Game Boy games, where they just kind of slapped a licensed character onto a pre-existing game. Like that's how there was a
Mickey.
South Park game and then Mickey Mouse Castle of
Yeah.
Illusion. They just
No,
kind of
it's a Crazy Castle with Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, yeah, and they made
Yeah,
like the Woody Woodpecker one as well.
yeah.
That's a AVGN episode where he gets shit on by Bugs Bunny.
Mm. I
Back
think
when,
that was a Jumping the Horse episode. Jumping the Shark episode. That
yeah,
was, a lot of people say.
back when he had hair. He needs to shave his fucking head, man.
He got into drama as well, didn't he, with the old plagiarism thing? He got caught up in that.
In his I don't think it was him
It
that
wasn't
did it,
him. It was whoever they hired writing and stuff.
but that was the worst part. Yeah, it was what was it called the Halloween stuff, Monster Madness.
Mm,
Last year's Monster Madness. It was some unknowns. It
mm,
weren't very good. And then they wrote the scripts and they gave them to James, and then James was reading them as if it was his experience with the movies, and it was
mm.
never disclosed it was a group effort. It was really, really weird. And it's that one episode where he does 28 Days Later, and he starts talking about like living during like 9/11 and things like that.
Oh, yes.
So bizarre. But then there's that one folding ideas video on AVGN where he reads the book Movie Making Nerd, and
Mm,
essentially this autobiography that James Rolfe started writing when he was like 16,
mm.
and he never sub-edited it. So whatever version, whatever Word doc or what have you, was just kind of carried on for decades.
I've read some of his book.
Yeah, and it's one of the most like strangest things I've ever seen in my life. Makes
Mm.
Moviebob's book look like the Bible by
Yeah.
comparison. And I like James Rolfe. I think he's done a lot of good things, but the movie and that book, I mean, I don't understand. I don't know why he would release it, to be honest. The book makes him look so bad. That's the worst part.
It, it is all about, I think it's a bit about ego as well for people after a while. That when you get so many fans in that and they all suck up to you and say everything you do is absolutely perfect in that you want to release any old shit. They'll think it's the apex of perfection again. I think that's what you go. That's why these fanboys are far, far worse than any troll as well, because you want to listen, they want to listen to them and listen to their sirens and stuff like that, no matter how crap you get.
I'll
Same
say
thing with Henry Spooney as well. He was releasing shit, but everybody was saying how great you are. And
you end up in echo chambers full of yes
yeah,
men.
echo chamber, yeah, with the fans.
Yeah.
And when they're giving you money on top as well, that's it's hard to put your foot down and against them. I remember somebody done a drinking game with the uh, the anniversary movies of that guy in the glasses. He said every time there's a scene of people sitting in a hotel room with their arms crossed to take a drink, and I said they had to give up after 5 minutes because they got liver cirrhosis.
we did a drinking game to game Overthinker,
Mm.
and you had to take a drink, and every time Bob Chipman said the word gamer, every time there was an alternative version of him, every
Mm.
time there was a scene of dialogue between him and a straw man, every time there was a bad visual effect,
Mm.
and every time he asked a rhetorical question. We got 4 minutes to an episode and we're throwing up.
I don't think there's enough booze available for that.
It's like to quote Moviebob, the console wars were my own personal Vietnam.
Oh, that's a stupid thing to say. Didn't he also say like it was his 9/11 as well or something?
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's used interchangeably. You can just imagine, like you live in New York, like you saw 9/11
Yeah.
firsthand. Maybe you lost a distant relative, and then you are a big fan of Moviebob, so you pick up the book and you read that line. Jesus. But yeah, just to kind of like wrap
Somebody
up.
disliking the console I bought as a child was my own version of the Holocaust. But
The Sega 3DO was my train to Auschwitz.
yeah, Night Trap was my duck owl. So,
The CDI was my Mao administration. I got one more.
okay.
The Wonder Swan was my Kim Jong Il.
I'm gonna say Rise of the Robots was my gas chamber.
Fucking hell.
But then again, that is him. He did love to straw man, didn't he, old Bob?
I mean, that was his favorite character in The Wizard of Oz. I'm gonna miss you most of all, Scarecrow. I'm just saying, like, if I ever was in a debate club and I needed to win an argument, I'm asking Bob and another Bob to come help me. Be like the infinite
who's the
master
other Bob?
universe.
Oh, okay. So who's the other Bob? Chris Chan's dad or something? Or
Get off the internet. I'm
yeah.
cutting it down. I feel like did you ever hear what happened to Bob Chandler? So he gets like admitted to the ICU with like bug bites. He dies of like sepsis due
Oh, what?
to
No, I thought it was a heart attack.
I think it was like induced by like he was like bitten by like insects in the house because it was so
Hmm.
filthy.
Oh, yeah, it's all fleas, isn't it? Flea
Yeah,
infected
yeah.
shit. Oh, yeah.
I mean, like Asmongold type shit.
Yeah.
Except probably slightly going a bit easier on the Palestinians. That's fucked up. He wasn't banned for saying that shit.
Oh, like again, I reckon it's like a straw that broke the camel's back. They're trying to find any excuse to shut him up.
There's the appeal as one guy I'll never understand.
Yeah. It's
But
just
yeah, Bob Chandler, he dies in the hospital,
mm.
and essentially he left everything he owned to Chris Chan, and Chris Chan
Not
essentially
even his
sold.
wife.
No, I'm pretty sure most of it went to Chris. Maybe some
That's
went to.
great.
I think he resented Barbara because she was like a hoarder, and he didn't want to give her any more shit. It was something like that. And he.
Surely don't give a shit after he's dead. Oh, you can do what you want. Like,
Yeah. Well, Chris Chan got the bulk of the expensive shit from what I know, and he
mm.
sold it all for like PS3 games
Lego.
and Lego. Yeah, and to,
Lego.
to make matters worse, Chris Chan made a version of like an OC of Robert called Robert Chew. This is real. This is
Statue,
yeah.
yeah.
Look it up, Robert Chew. It's a real thing. And just to add one more layer to how fucked up this was, you ever hear about Chris Chan and the Dimensional Merge?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
how,
how
how
his
all the
fictional character's going to merge with the real world.
yeah, like he's like the Blue Heart Goddess, like the world C-17 or some shit.
Did you ever see the body cam footage from the police arresting him
Oh, I did. I watched
in
it.
the hotel?
It's so funny.
And he's completely mental, and he's just going along with it. He's like, you could tell the cops going, this guy's completely fucked off.
Yeah, where he's in the car and he's like, "You're gonna meet Spider-Man."
Oh, okay.
He's like, "Oh, that's pretty cool, man." But like, if he's real, he could go anywhere. Why would he stay in New York? It's fucking great.
Why would he go? Why would he go to Virginia? Yeah.
Fayetteville, Virginia.
Oh,
Did you ever see the Asperchew? They made the
yes,
parody of it with the
yes,
theme song with Lyle McDouchebag.
yeah, yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Fucking iconic. But yeah, fucking the worst part with Bob Chandler, is his dad dies. He sells all of his shit for Lego. He makes an
You
OC.
do.
Yeah, he makes an OC of his own father. But the worst part is the dimensional merge era Chris fucks his own mum. Yeah, that's why he got arrested. He fucked Barbara.
Yeah.
Rapes his own mum essentially, and then claims he was bigger than his dad
Oh
because
yeah.
his OC told him to do it. And then the worst part, even after all of that, when he
Yeah.
was in county jail, he was convinced he was Jesus.
Oh, that's right. He was sending letters out to the trolls or something, wasn't he? Or
Yeah. I don't think we're ever gonna top that. I try. I look into the locales, like uh fucking White Bowser and
yeah.
Nova Online, Moviebob, DSP, but
Mm.
I think Chris Chan will always, unless one of them comes out and does something even more fucked up than that.
Mm. Thorex, that guy is a bit weird as
Oh
well.
yeah, Cyrax, Jesus, yeah.
He's like a hillbilly. He seems more of a redneck than Chris Chan. So.
God, yeah. I mean, at least Cyrax can, string two words together.
Mm.
Barely, but still. Got two teeth in his head from sucking on meth for decades. Looking like what would happen if, like, John Bain had all the air squashed out of it.
I thought he looks like the Crypt Keeper.
Fucking hell. That was a good show too.
Yeah, I used to watch a cartoon of it as a kid as well. That was good.
Okay, I got one more tangent before
Oh
the
yes.
final question.
Okay.
Did you ever hear about Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids?
Yeah, isn't that one that Neil from the Young Ones voiced?
Yeah, who the fuck came up with that? It's creepy as hell. And it's like, oh, this kid, he used to keep it dangle his hand out of the window, so his mum cut his thumb off. That was on CITV at like 4 p.m.
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, it's this. You were rude to the hairdresser while you were getting your hair cut for school, so he cut your tongue out so you could never speak again.
That must have scared the shit out of some kids.
Yeah, and he kept the tongues in jars, like, and sold them as eel pie. Is eel pie a real thing, or is that just like what like
I think it's
Americans?
I think it's a London thing. You know, they used to put it in eel pie, and they used to eat any old shit though, didn't they? In those days.
Jellied
So.
eels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And
final.
Rick Mel had a show like that, didn't he? He sat on a chair with legs, didn't he? A chicken legs or something.
Oh yeah.
Twisted Tales, I think it was, or something. Oh yeah.
There used to be some good shows around, but now like people don't really seem to touch that kind of.
Well, they don't upset anybody now. It's so bloody vanilla and milk toast
Yeah.
that they don't upset anyone. Well, I think it's for kids like being scared.
It's like Halloween used to be fun.
Yeah. Now it's just hiding from trick or treaters.
You know, all the lights are off, no one's home. Please
Yeah.
fuck off.
Fuck off! I'm gonna eat all these chocolate, these fun-sized Mars bars I bought.
Fuck
Fuck
you.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck you, kid. The Snickers are mine.
Yeah. Go next door and they stick razor blades in their Mars bars, apparently. But yeah.
God. Yes. Oh, what's that? It's those aren't M&Ms. Those are arsenic coated Vicodin.
Oh yeah. They
Good
love.
luck.
There used to be that warning thing, didn't they, every year on Facebook?
Every year it was the same photo.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, pictures. Yeah, razor blades and Mars bars. I think a funniest thing was one year was just be careful of the candy you get. Somebody's managed to get Doom running on a bar of Snickers.
I just remember, I think one of them was like trying to parody it. It was like, you gotta be careful this Halloween. And it was a Kit Kat with a switchblade hanging out. There was a Curly Wurly with a knitting needle inside too. That one seemed like pre-orchestrated. Like they
Oh,
really
you
thought
know that
about
people all have thought they're real.
it.
Bit like that, you could charge up your iPhone by putting it in a microwave, and people thought that was real.
I don't know why my phone stopped working.
Why is it on fire? Oh,
There,
that's just a new battery to let you know it's working.
there
It's
was
got too
that.
much power in it. That's why you put it in for too long.
There was that one joke where it's like, yeah, if you put a tin foil ball in the microwave, it'll come out as a ball bearing. Trick so many fucking kids apparently. But yeah, final question for
Oh
you.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, this was an interview, wasn't it? So.
What's next for you?
Well, I'm probably going to go to bed. I don't know.
I mean, you know,
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm trying to get some more energy in that, and I want to voice some videos and then put them out on the internet and make money. Because I've been living off money I made a few years ago and that during lockdown and that, so I do need to actually get paid. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I'm working on a couple of videos. All of them I've made sure that nobody else has covered online as well. So I look forward to Watch Mojo stealing them in a couple of years' time. And
that's the worst part, you
yeah.
know. Fucking these content mines just stealing shit.
Oh, exactly. Well, I'm on their blacklist now because I told them I lied. And then a year later, I said I lied about lying, so they can't even trust if I'm telling the truth or not. So
What's
I do know I've been blacklisted from there.
what video is that?
It was the top 10 worst selling consoles.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Fucking Watch Mojo. They were the Valnet before Valnet kind of kicked off.
Yeah.
You ever seen like Screen Rant, Collider, Game Rant, all that
Yeah, I know
snot?
like Screen Rant and stuff like that. Yeah.
paying people like $10 an article or
Oh, that's parasitic. Yeah,
$10 a video with voiceover and editing. It's fucked
exactly.
up.
I'm good friends with the guy who used to voice of Watch Mojo because he got fed up with him and left.
So he got his own channel now?
No, he's gone his own. He's doing his own. I think he's a professional video editor for other sort of companies and stuff like that. He's gone out of it. But I think I've asked him to be a guest on one voice on one episode and that, but I've forgotten his bloody username. I can't find him now. So
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, you know, the new videos, I'm sure they'll be very exciting.
yeah, exactly. Well, he was quite good. He was really good. But that's the problem. If you're really good in that, they take you for granted and then kick you out, and then suddenly realise, wonder why their videos have gone down.
I'm pretty sure that
You know?
happened to Dexter Manning, who used to be on Sanity Not Included, when he
Oh
kind
yeah,
of,
Lyle and Dex.
yeah, he
Yeah,
jumped.
we had a bit of a war with them on Machinima.
Yeah.
We had a game show made with Halo 3. Don't know if you remember that.
Oh
Called
yeah.
Last Man Standing.
That's a
That was a
long.
good show.
That's
I
a
just
long
suspect
time ago.
used to spend half an hour just bullying kids on the show. So so that was great fun. That was. But yeah, we used to have a bit. We used to say hilarity not included, and we got into a bit of a fight with them and that. So, but we're good. I'm good friends with them now, both of them. So, Lyle and Dex.
It's pretty funny that Lyle, when he made Wraith Club, and
Oh yeah,
he just like just dialed up the fucking his whole like loudest funny thing. It always gets me.
yeah.
Like that one fucking video where he's like doing like Mario Luigi and he's just yelling really loudly. But even like that and like the pre-game discharge shit is just so fucking
Mm,
funny. And I think Lyle went a bit more straight bat, but
yeah,
that's content creation for you folks.
yeah.
You
That's how the cookie crumbles.
you'll change eventually with the times, or the times will change with you.
Yes.
And if nothing goes right, you end up working in Burger King,
Yeah.
which no one wants to do.
No.
Or you could serve fries in Pennsylvania for half an hour,
Oh
2 days
yeah.
before you win the presidency.
Yeah. Become your apprentice president. That's all right.
There you go. See, it worked out pretty
Yeah,
well for.
that's a rag to riches story, isn't it? Some guy who worked in McDonald's is now the president. You know, that's the real American dream. That is.
And if you work really hard, get a small loan of $1 million from your father on your 18th birthday, go bankrupt a couple of times while
Yeah.
maxing out credit cards, business loans, and stealing companies out from under people,
And
you
buying
too,
golf clubs.
and buying golf clubs,
Yeah.
you too could be the president of the free world.
That'll always be the dream. You know, just about a couple of assassination attempts, and you know, it's about that. It's been a, you know,
It's like
additional.
Teddy Roosevelt
Yeah.
or Reagan. There you go. It's a conspiracy.
We should do an episode about all the people who've done episodes on JFK and like they're all trying to kill him.
I mean, he had to die of something, right? I mean, maybe Lee Harvey Oswald was just a patsy.
Mm.
Maybe. He was literally about to tell someone and then he got killed.
What are the chances?
I know, crazy.
Jack Ruby, that's the guy who killed him.
Yeah. Gosh.